His coach in the history of the National Football League. Another famous coaching name looking to get back in the action is Lou Holtz, who I am told, either directly or through friends, has been asking around looking for head coaching jobs in the NFL. Some front office news. George Young, the general manager of the New York Giants, spent some time with the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, in the league office in New York this week, talking about Young coming to the league office when he leaves the Giants to become the #1 football guy in the NFL. Let's go to Miami, where head coach Jimmy Johnson, obviously unhappy with his offensive staff, I'm told, is going to make some changes on that staff, and if he does, he might bring in Ernie Zampese, the offensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, if Zampese is let go by Dallas, as rumored. Also, Dan Marino has told friends he would like to come back and play another season. Marino had an MRI recently on his arm. The doctors told him it didn't look that bad. It should get better with rest. However, if he needs surgery, it will only be minor, and he'll be ready to play again next year. Back to you, Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Will. We'll be right back.
Still to come, the Chiefs have the best record in the AFC, but questions persist about their quarterback situation. And we'll hear from one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, Denver's John Elway, when the NFL on NBC continues. The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. By UPS, the official package delivery company of the NFL. And by the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and Beef Board. Beef, it's what you want.
As a starter this season, Elvis Grbac led the Chiefs to an 8-2 record. But when he got hurt, Rich Gannon stepped in and led Kansas City to a 5-1 record. And that has led to something of a quarterback question in Kansas City. Grbac is probably the better player, but he could be rusty given a 6-week layoff. Jim Gray has the story.
Elvis Grbac is on the field for the first time since early November, coming back from his broken collarbone.
Elvis Grbac's our starting quarterback. And as long as we believe that the risk of re-injury is such that we can go ahead and get him out there and let him play, then that's what we're going to do. And the beauty of that, be it right or wrong, is you can always go back if he has a problem physically to Rich Gannon.
If you were Marty Schottenheimer and you had to make the decision as to who would play, who would you pick between you and Rich Gannon?
I would pick me. There's no doubt in my mind. A lot of people can make a case that Rich played really well, but that's just expected. And Marty just has a rule within his coaching style that a player doesn't lose his position as a starting player if he gets injured. And I think that's a smart thing to do.
He's our starting quarterback. He was our starting quarterback in the beginning of the season, and he rightfully so should be it now. Rich Gannon is our backup quarterback. We all respect him. We respect his talents and know that in any given time we have a starter playing a role of a backup quarterback, which is Rich Gannon.
I understand Marty's position. I understand the situation. Elvis was 7-2 as a starter. He got us off to a great start. He's played some great football, and I know if I was in the same situation, I'd want to get back in there as well. I don't think the offense will miss a beat regardless of who's in there. We're really playing well, and we got a good thing going. And when Elvis gets back, I'm sure it'll be as if he never left.
I know how he feels. I was in the same position when I was in San Francisco, and I know he feels frustrated. But Rich is a veteran guy, and he knows that if anything would happen to me, he can step in and do a job just like I would.
Rich Gannon at quarterback as Elvis Grbac continues his comeback from the broken collarbone. Gannon against the blitz, throwing long, reaching up, Bryson's got it! Touchdown! Kansas City! Is Rich Gannon confident he's going to run it? 10-5, touchdown! Kansas City! Touchdown! Rich Gannon! Fade pattern, deep right, they want Lake Dawson. Stretches out for the football! Touchdown! Kansas City!
In your heart of hearts, you're sitting there watching the games and Rich is playing, and he wins 5 out of 6, and you've got to be happy for your team. But is there something that beacons inside that says, geez, this guy may take my job?
No, there was never a doubt in my mind that when I was healthy that I'd be right back in there doing the things that I had to do. I have enough confidence in myself and my abilities, knowing that each play that he made, I would have made the same play. And I think it's the system that that we have that puts a quarterback in a winning situation, because if you work with a system, you're going to play well. So it's just, the smart quarterback that prepares is always going to come out on top.
Well, isn't that special? They have a big quarterback situation in Kansas City, and they're acting like everything is hunky-dory. That can't be the case, Joe.
Well, what have we been talking about? We've been sitting around here. We're all talking about the quarterback situation. I got to tell you, Marty, he made a guts call. That's what coaches do. But I got to tell you, there'll be a lot of people second-guessing today if this doesn't go well. Elvis out 6 games. Now, think about it. Rich is in there taking all the snaps, playing great, won 5 straight. This was a guts call by a coach making a big decision before one of the biggest games of his career.
But Elvis is the starting quarterback, and obviously he's the better quarterback.
He was the better quarterback. I think coming out of training camp under equal circumstances, he probably still is the better quarterback. But, Joe, we watched Elvis Grbac a couple of weeks ago in that last game. He played a half, never completed a pass to wide receiver. He just simply was not the same guy that he was at the beginning of the season. I think this really comes down to one of those Marty Schottenheimer rules that an injured starter doesn't lose his job when he comes back. Me personally, I'd rather win a Super Bowl. Let me play the hot guy.
Let me say this. If Chris and I agree on anything, chances are Elvis Hayes going to have the career game of his life.
He'll be king again today.
All right, Greg.
I'm glad there's so much harmony over there, Ahmad. As we mentioned earlier, the difference 7 weeks ago between the Broncos and Chiefs was a 54-yard field goal. The difference maker was Pete Stoyanovich. Once again, our man in Kansas City is Jim Gray.
54 yards on the spot. It's up. It's high up. It is gone. I'll tell you what, there's a new beginning here in Kansas City, and today was my day with the Chiefs. Might this have saved the Chiefs season? Well, I don't know if it'll save the season. I don't think the season needs to be saved.
So, Pete, let me ask you this again. Did you save the season back on November 16th?
Now that I look back on it 6-7 weeks later, the position that we're in today, I don't want to say I saved the season, but it certainly gave us a good advantage point from the standpoint where we're going to be playing at home, and that's right where we want Denver, here at home.
Well, what's it like for you, Pete, to follow such legends who have been here like Jan Stenerud and Nick Lowry?
Well, certainly, when I came to Kansas City, I knew I was coming into quite a bit of tradition as far as kickers are concerned. So, I feel honored. I certainly came in here, and the first thing I did was take a look at the record books here in Kansas City and tried to figure out how I was going to make my way into the record books here, because I had quite a challenge coming in here. It's an honor to be mentioned here with the Steneroos and the Lowrys.
You still in awe when you see him?
Well, pretty much so. I mean, he's the only pure Hall of Fame kicker we have in the NFL. He kind of broke the ice for the kickers, and now hopefully there'll be a few more of us that can follow.
Pete Stoyanovich looking to continue the tradition of great kickers in Kansas City. In the early game today, Green Bay Packers, 14-point winners over the Tampa Bay Bucks. Next week, it'll be Green Bay and San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. We'll be right back.
Coming up, he's been a personal nightmare for Chiefs coach Marty Schottenheimer. We'll hear from the Broncos' John Elway next.
No matter who you're rooting for, there is little doubt that one of the great thrills in sports is watching John Elway play in a big game. John Elway has played in 2 of the greatest playoff games in recent memory. It just so happens the coach on the other sideline was Marty Schottenheimer. It's the stuff movies are made of.
The first 2 were his nightmare. A 4-star performance.
Touchdown, Mark Jackson.
The Associated Press called it remarkable.
Ernest Finer fumbled the ball, and Denver has recovered. Oh, my!
Non-stop drama, said the Denver Post. One man's nightmare starts everywhere in 15 minutes. Elway 3.
The 86 AFC Championship game against the Browns, coached by Marty. Did you have any doubts at all, or is the starting quarterback not supposed to have any doubts?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's never a doubt in my mind that we were going to win that football game. I mean, it was we had 5 minutes to go, and we're playing in Cleveland. There's 90,000 people there, and it's a blustery day. And I mean, it was kind of the throwback days that when I was young, looked on TV, and that's what you saw Cleveland Stadium about. It was muddy, and
But, you know, it was really at that point we were down 20-13, and we really kind of stand in the huddle. There's a TV timeout, and our left guard said, you know, Keith Bishop said, well, you know, we got him right where we want him.
Were there any lucky breaks? Were there any good calls? Did things just happen to fall your way, or did everything go the way it was written up on the chalkboard?
No, we had the one that really stands out in my mind. We had like 3rd and 15 or 16, and Mark Jackson ended up catching it, but it was so loud and Steve Watson was in motion, and we were on.
Number 28 reaching in to strip that ball away.
Pop quiz for you, John. Do you remember the name Jeremiah Castile?
You bet. That was a little more of a break when Ernest Spiner fumbled and Jeremiah ended up jumping on the fumble. I mean, that was another one where, you know, you can look upstairs and say, you know, thank you very much for that one.
People tend to lump the two games together, but I'm sure the second one was a vastly different feeling because you're standing on the sideline and probably feeling a little helpless.
Oh, no question. And plus, that was a game that we jumped way out early, and then they really had the momentum and really started coming back, and plus it was here in Denver. So that was definitely, you know, the results were the same, but definitely a totally opposite feeling as far as when that game was over.
Which one of those two games did you stand there and think is the tougher one? Like, well, this one maybe we might not get.
Well, you know, I thought that when they were driving the ball, I felt a lot more helpless in the second one than I did the first one. I thought that, you know, we really had a chance to control our own destiny in the championship game in '86 in Cleveland because I was in there, you know, and playing. But when they started moving the ball, like you said, I was standing on the sideline. I was a lot more helpless there. So I was just kind of hoping and praying, and sure enough, we got the big play.
You know, Marty seems to have done all right in the comeback department lately. You know, Joe Montana engineered a drive in, 94?
Right.
And then there's November 16th of this year.
Right. And, you know, and Marty's a great coach. I mean, he's had a great career in Cleveland and also Kansas City. And, you know, Marty's kind of had the best of it the last couple of years, but hopefully we can have this one.
It's always nice to see John perform as he makes his way toward the Hall of Fame. Your experience, Sam, goes way back with Mr. Elway.
Yeah, listen, this guy's winning today just like he did way back in 1984. My first game ever as a head coach in the National Football League. We've got him beat in Mile High Stadium. Late in the ball game, he scrambles, gets away, throws the touchdown pass. I'm saying, holy cow, is this what it's going to be like in the National Football League? Thank goodness, not all quarterbacks are Elways.
Joe. It's been fun watching this guy. When you think about it, I know certain things I'm going to expect to see today out of John Elway. He's going to get away from the rush, get outside, and fire a strike about 30 yards downfield. We can expect that. The other thing is, if it's a 2-minute drive at the end of the game, we're all going to get on the edge of our seat and go, man, is this fun. This could be history today.
You know, you talk about today all the pressure on Marty Schottenheimer and the quarterback decision and all that kind of stuff. But when you think about this, it's really John Elway who has the clock ticking. Here's a guy dying to win a Super Bowl, and I think this is probably, if not last year, his best team that he was ever a part of. So I think more pressure on John today.
I know no one better to deal with pressure than John Elway. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.
The pick of the week is brought to you by American Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles, motorcycles, and power equipment. Chris Collinsworth has already clinched the title, earning $25,000 for his favorite charity, Camp Stepping Stones. With today's picks, here's Greg Gumbel.
And today, Sam and Ahmad picked the Chiefs. The rest of us are going with the Broncos. And we want to say that on this final day of our studio for this year, we thank the greatest studio crew around out here on the floor.
Bravo.
Back in the control room and back in research, everybody. For the third time this season, and a berth in the AFC Championship, Broncos and the Chiefs coming at you. We'll see you at halftime. The NFL on NBC continues after these messages from your local station.
11 against 11, the challenge of every NFL snap, converging to conquer or be conquered. On occasion, that team collision of men produces individual antagonists, and sometimes one becomes the headline hero, a persistent nemesis to the other. Marty Schottenheimer knows. Too many times, the nemesis has been the same, and he wears number 7, John Elway. Painful memories live on. 11 years ago, the playoffs in Cleveland, and the drive. Touchdown, Mark Jackson. Just a year later, it was Elway and the Broncos once so many times, agonizingly close, but the street was one way, Elway. But This season, the tables turned. The final seconds of comeback drama were his. By the narrowest of margins, Schottenheimer kicked his Denver Demons. It's up. It's made up. It is good. For Schottenheimer, was that win an omen? Can Marty's team finally steal the big headlines? Or is his longtime nemesis ready to torment one more time? In Kansas City, enthusiasm matches anticipation. 78,000 at Arrowhead Stadium as Kansas City coach Marty Schottenheimer once again faces the challenge of Denver's John Elway. It's the AFC Divisional playoffs matching the NFL's #1 offense, Denver Broncos, against the league's #1 scoring defense, the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wild Kansas City for this divisional playoff battle. The Denver Broncos, under Mike Shanahan, have shown the league they can score lots of points.
Well, they can, especially early. The 15 scripted plays of Mike Shanahan have enabled the Denver Broncos offense to always get off to a good start. That's what concerns the Kansas City coaches. They have faced Mike Shanahan 6 times. They say those scripted plays have been different in formations and strategies. All 6 times, they don't know what to expect. They hope they can just weather the storm early.
Well, we'll soon learn what surprises Shanahan has for Kansas City. How about the Chiefs? Do they have anything ready offensively?
Well, you know, the thing about Denver, they're not going to change their defense. They're going to stop the run and force Kansas City to pass. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs made no secret about it. They told us, number 89, Andre Rison has to make big plays. And I'm not talking about 1 or 2 big plays, Dick. He has to make several plays in order for Kansas City to win this game.
Well, he's produced in his first year in Kansas City. Their leading receiver, Andre Rison, with 72 catches on the year. The weather has improved. The winner knows. They go on to the Final Four. It's a great time for American sports and America's symbol, the bald eagle, here in Kansas City. Who will land successfully in the AFC Finals? For a report, down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I'm now joined by Marty Schottenheimer. Marty, Rich Gannon won 5 of 6. You've elected to go with Elvis Grbac today. How long will you stay with Elvis should he falter?
Elvis is our quarterback for the duration as far as I'm concerned. We won 7 with Elvis. He's our captain. We've got the best situation in the world. Our starter and a guy in Gannon who's proved he can win.
How concerned are you, Marty, about the quick start to the Denver Broncos?
Well, it's something you have to deal with. It's very real.
Thanks for your time. Good luck, Marty. All right, let's send it back upstairs to you, Dick.
Marty Schottenheimer, a man of change this year, and we'll get into that. In fact, even in this playoff game, as you look at Elvis Grbac, part of that change, he's using his punter, Louis Aguiar, as his kickoff man. Stoyanovich not getting the ball deep enough. Vaughn Hebron on the goal line, awaits for Denver. In front of 78,000, we're underway. The winner plays Pittsburgh next Sunday. Hebron to the 22-yard line, the 23. John Elway, the winningest quarterback in NFL history, but only 4 in 10 at Arrowhead. It's been a tough part for him. Here's his offensive line, includes Pro Bowler at center Tom Nalen going to the Pro Bowl for the first time. Zimmerman, Schlereth, Habib, and Jones. Terrell Davis, second leading rusher in the NFL for the second straight year. Griffith, the blocker. Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey outside. Shannon Sharp, the tight end, 72 catches, led the team. Sharp on the right side. Elway comes out throwing. Complete. It's Sharp, and he is to the 31-yard line, hit by Anthony Davis. Nearly 10 on the play. Here are the Kansas City Chiefs. Front 3 of Booker, Big Joe Phillips. Dan Williams has had a sensational year, the former Bronco, 10.5 sacks. Derek Thomas to 9 straight Super Bowls. Simmons, the former Packer. Edwards and Davis are very fast. Carter and Hasty, both corners go to Honolulu. Reggie Tung and Jerome Woods, 2 hard-hitting safeties in their second year. First down, Elway at the 34. Nearly sacked, and then throws it over the head of Shannon Sharp and takes a hit in the process. A flag is down. Late hit or intentionally grounding. It's a personal foul against the Chiefs.
Something the Kansas City Chiefs
very foul, roughing the passer, number 92 defense, 15 yards.
Dan Williams. You said Jerry Markbright, in your experience with this veteran referee, he protects the quarterback.
That's it, Dick. You're right. He does protect the quarterback. You're not allowed to push to hit the quarterback after he throws the football. The Chiefs do this. They expected to get a couple of roughing the passer penalties today.
Not much of a push from Williams, but it was unnecessary. So a big penalty sends Denver out to the 49-yard line. One play, one penalty, worth 26 yards. Terrell Davis, his first call, and nothing there. You saw 21, Jerome Woods, fly up from safety to help out on the tackle. Williams was there along with Derek Thomas.
Well, the Denver offense today, the game plan for them, last time they played 6 weeks ago, John Elway was sacked 6 times on 7-step drops. Today we've already seen quick drops and trying to get the ball to Shannon Sharp down the field.
Defensive coordinator for Kansas City, Gunther Cunningham. He says we usually react to Denver's razzle-dazzle. Today, we attack. Gunther Cunningham, many talking about him as a possible head coach. In fact, Phil Simms, you feel he has the qualities to lead a club.
Well, I think he has a unique ability, Dick, where he works his players really hard, treats them hard, but they still like him, and I think that's a unique quality in a coach.
Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, Mark Schlereth was just sent off by Jerry Markbright to be wiped off. He had some type of a sticky substance on him. Now he's checking back into the game. They're checking him out, and the referee will now allow him to stay. But they're wiping some of the substance off a number of the Denver Broncos, and now Gary Zimmerman is being attended to over on the sideline. There must be something on their shoulders.
It's not a sticky substance. They don't want things to stick to the uniforms. It's a slippery substance, so
a silicone spray.
I would think something like that, and the Kansas City Chiefs probably said something to Jerry Markbright. He saw it, probably felt it, making these players get it wiped off.
And there is no penalty involved here. This is an official's timeout. They take timeout, let all those guys go over and get wiped off. It's almost like a plane being de-iced. Let's go load us out and clean these guys up a little bit. Let's get on with it. Maybe they were out early and picked up some of that morning ice. So second down and 10. Deafening roar here at Arrowhead. Quick hit to Howard Griffith, the fullback, who gets the call rarely. In fact, in 16 games carried only 9 times. Wayne Simmons made the tackle. You know, you're talking about the deafening sound. Watch the offensive line on the left of the screen. Watch them. They don't all get off at the same time. There's like 4 or 5 different times that they get off. All 5 guys are going off at a different time. This is what Elway does not want to happen. If they can just get average on the battle, they got it won. Ed McCaffrey, downfield blocking, limps off. It's 3rd and 6. Elway shotgun. Oops, false start. Habib. And that's going to be a problem. Always is in Kansas City. The fans know they play a role. Very difficult for those offensive tackles.
It's even louder here than I remember from a couple weeks ago when we came.
Number 75, offense. Prior to the snap, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
But what happens, John Elway told us yesterday, watch the Denver offensive line, it moves. Trying to beat the right guard. If you let the offensive line stay up there too long, since they can't hear, they get anxious, they will move. That's what happened that time.
It's hard for a fan to fathom, but the offensive tackles cannot hear at all. They do not hear. In fact, the fullback or the running back, Davis, says he doesn't either. He just has to go by the snap of the ball. Elway. Downfield to Sharp, and he steals it at the 30. Took it away from Jerome Woods, and then did he fumble? No. The ruling is being discussed now by the officials. Ball down by contact. First down, Denver. 30.
Boy, did he push off of Woods. I'm going to tell you, Sharp, this is perfect, and gets away with it. Shannon Sharp pushes off Jerome Woods just before the catch. You see Shannon Sharp coming down. Jerome Woods is going to pick him up. But watch at the end of this play. Watch his right arm as the ball comes in. He pushes him back, catches the ball.
22 yards on the play.
Well, they wanted to get the ball down the field to Shannon Sharp. We've seen that twice already today. But the big key to that play, the blitz pickup of the Denver Broncos offense.
Boy, tough ball whether or not he had contact when he hit the ground or had control. First down at the 30, Davis. Hit before he can get to the line of scrimmage. As Joel Phillips, the veteran from SMU, with Anthony Davis and those safeties plugging any hole.
Well, Kansas City defense, Paul, we talked about it already in the game. You just try to hang in there against the Denver offense early. They give you so many different looks. Denver's main objective today, they wanted to try to throw the ball to Shannon Sharp. They can't get it to him when they play here because of the noise and how aggressive the defense is against him. It looks like they got a good plan.
2nd and 10. McCaffrey all right, back in the game. Davis trying to get outside. Fumbled the ball. And able to recover at the 31-yard line, a loss of a yard. So they have stymied Terrell Davis, 3 carries. He's yet to gain.
Well, just take a look at where Terrell Davis is trying to run. You're trying to run from tackle to tackle. And the Kansas City Chiefs are all upfield. They are just pushing the offensive line back into the backfield. There's absolutely no place for Terrell Davis to run. They're attacking. They usually sit back and watch this Denver offense, trying to worry about what could happen. You can already see Paul in the backfield, attack it. That's why they're stopping the run so far.
Terrell Davis in Denver with a good bounce. No fumbles lost, but close there. Recovered his own. Blitz. Elway fires. Almost intercepted. Willie Green, the target. Mark McMillan, who picked off 8 passes this year. The Mighty Mouse defensive back almost had one early today.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer says Mark McMillan, number 29, has that quality. He just knows how to get his hands on the ball. That time he's watching the quarterback the whole way. That's the reason why he makes a good break and almost intercepts the pass.
McMillan only 5'7" and less than 150 pounds. So from the 32, Mike Shanahan brings out the punter, Tom Ruin. Tamarik Vanover is only some 20 yards away at the 10. Ruin very high, but it has a lot of distance. Too much for Denver. That one almost to the back line of the end zone. So not much gain there. A 12-yard punt. Kansas City with the ball when we come back.
The NFL, and by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
Back in icy Kansas City, Elvis Gerbach starting for the first time in the playoffs. The former backup in San Francisco missed 6 games with a broken collarbone. Return final game of the year. Lake Dawson in motion. A handoff to Greg Hill, who gains 2 into the arms of Alan Aldridge. And the lineups for Kansas City as Will Shields goes to the Pro Bowl again. Many felt Tim Grunner, the center, earned that right as well. Elvis Gerbach with Greg Hill. We'll see a lot of Marcus Allen, obviously. Kimball Anders, the fullback, goes to Honolulu. Andre Rison, quite a year for him, and he has produced 72 catches, 7 touchdowns. And the tight end, Ted Popson, out 3 games with a concussion at mid-year, has been very productive as well. Another former San Francisco player. And it is that combination, Gerbach to Popson, a gain of 3 to the 25. John Mobley made the stop. It's 3rd and 5. Defensively, Denver, with Neil Smith, the former Kansas City Chief, going to the Pro Bowl, the only on the defensive side of the ball for the Broncos. Traylor, Tanavusa, and Williams, the other down linemen. Mobley, Aldridge, Romanowski. He's made some headlines this year. Crockett and Gordon at the corners. Atwater and Braxton, the safeties. Neil Smith makes the move to Denver. Really interesting with several Denver players here in Kansas City. Who will go on? Gerbach breaks out of a tackle, and the second hit gets him at the 21. Alfred Williams, who a year ago had 13 sacks, 8.5 this year.
Well, Elvis Grbac making his first start in the playoffs. It's been a while. It's a blitz by the Denver Broncos. You worry about that first hit? Well, he doesn't have to worry anymore. He takes one in the pocket. Steve Atwater on the blitz, forces him up. Defensive line there to make the tackle.
So 3 and out for the Chiefs on 4th and 9. Aguiar to punt to Darian Gordon, who returned 3 for touchdowns this year. He stands at the 36 in Denver territory. A wobbly kick. Gordon lets it bounce. Great bounce for Kansas City. A mistake by Gordon. Let that ball bounce all the way to the 16-yard line. A 63-yard kick by Aguiar.
The network of the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Welcome back. The noise of Arrowhead. John Elway battling that in a very tough defense. We saw Neil O'Donnell in the Jets-Detroit game actually ask the referee to stop play, that he couldn't hear the signals. Why doesn't Elway do that?
Well, Dick, I don't think he's thought about that situation where he could do it here. And also, he's played here for so many years. I think he's just got it ingrained in himself that he can deal with the crowd noise and play with it and execute under these conditions.
Trying to find Rod Smith. James Hasty on the coverage. It's 2nd and 10. Well, Elway and the Broncos won the opening game of the season against Kansas City, 19-3.
Well, the quarterback, his worst enemy is tip balls. That one just tipped by Edwards, the linebacker. And usually when those balls get tipped in the middle, it could mean interception. So John Elway right there, a little lucky.
Unable to run the football thus far. The only positive yards from the unlikely Howard Griffith, the fullback. Davis again. Smothered at the 16-yard line. Kansas City's defense, as the season developed, they became tougher and tougher. On the road were good, 17.8 points allowed, but 8 touchdowns. At home, where they were unbeaten, 11 points average and no rushing touchdowns.
And you can just tell by looking at this defense, the way they're lining up, Phil, they're going to shut down the run. That's the number one thing that they're going to do, and force Elway to throw if he can.
Not many teams can shut down this Denver rushing attack, but so far, Paul, Denver has done that. Kansas City has done that.
3rd and 11 for Elway. Throws complete out to the 35 to Willie Green. Green, who made some big catches in that game at mid-season here in Kansas City in the final minutes when Denver thought they'd pulled out a comeback win.
Well, Willie Green against Mark McMillan. Dick, you said 5'7", size plays an advantage that time. He goes up, shields off Mark McMillan. Watch. Mark McMillan's there. He wants to come around and make the play, but the size of Willie Green stops him from doing that.
And he does have the size advantage over a half foot. He is 6'4". First down at the 35. The toss to Terrell Davis, wearing a flak jacket, and he's able to duck under the pressure defensively and spins out to the 44, a 9-yard gain.
What a block by Detron Smith, number 42, the fullback coming out, or the running back. They just call him running back, but watch number 42. Look at this block on Woods, just outstanding. That opened up the hole. 9-yard gain.
Ball at the 44, 2nd down and a long one. First positive run for Davis, who had 1,750 yards on the season. Davis again bowling his way, gets a little help from the backside on the block as he moves out to a first down at the 46-yard line. Jerome Woods and others on the tackle. The Broncos, running game a week ago against Jacksonville. A stunning 310-yard performance, 6.3 yards, 2 men rushing for more than 100 yards. Terrell Davis and Derek Lavelle.
And the best thing about it all, the offensive line named Player of the Week.
Elway, guns complete to McCaffrey. He's in Kansas
City territory, and 3 Chiefs drag him down. Progress to the 45. It'll be 2nd and 1.
You know, you just mentioned about this offensive line and being named Player of the Week. That's all these guys. It's only happened one other time in professional football.
Eddie McCaffrey, number 87, on the outside. Sneaky receiver, good move, fakes long, comes underneath, and our man Eddie, he knows how to draw a crowd of defenders once he catches the ball. This time he avoids the big hit.
Yeah, he does. He'll take about 3 or 4 big ones in the course of the ball game.
McCaffrey, a solid season, 45 catches, 8 touchdowns. Oh, forward motion. There'll be a flag on that, I would believe. Terrell Davis to the 45 and no flag down. The up back was definitely moving before the snap, moving forward. That was Detron Smith.
Yeah, your eyes did not deceive you. He definitely moved forward before the ball was snapped. Watch as he comes across, and watch the snap of the ball. A couple good little itty-bitty steps forward, and not called.
No first down, 3rd and 1. Smith, second-year blocker from Texas A&M. Terrell Davis flagged down this time as Davis close to a first down at the 44 of Kansas City.
It's offside on the defense. This will be a first down for Denver. Elway said something to us yesterday that was very interesting. Dale Carter is an excellent corner. He said...
Offside, number 99, defense, lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Von Booker, number 99.
Von Booker lined up across the line of scrimmage.
All right, but he said to us, we're going to attack Dale Carter, I would like to, on the backside.
Well, he's going to attack him, but he's going to sneak attack him. He's not going to just turn and go after him. What he wants to do, John Elway would like to look to one side, away from Dale Carter. Dale Carter likes to look at the quarterback. That way he might lull himself, fall off the receiver, and John Elway wants to turn around and then throw deep.
Ron Hebron in the backfield now for Terrell Davis. First down at the 40. The pump, the throw down the middle, open was tight end Dwayne Carswell, but Elway a little too tall with the throw. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Howard Griffith, the starting running back for the Denver Broncos, is out of the game right now. He has a shoulder stinger. He will return. And Terrell Davis missed that last play. The reason he missed it, he had a helmet problem. Dick?
All right, Jim, we're in the first quarter here in Kansas City. 3 minutes, 33 seconds left in the period. No score.
Elway is getting terrific protection. With this offensive line, he has time to throw to the second and third receivers.
Second possession, second trip into Kansas City territory. And Elway has to call time. He had Smith in motion, and McCaffrey looked as if he wanted to go as well. So a mix-up, timeout Denver.
Watch Dwayne Carswell, number 89, against Reggie Tung. The defensive back is going to go up the seam, makes a little move outside, comes underneath the defender. Elway overthrows it. You only get so many chances for big plays in a game. That was one of them for Denver, but they did not take advantage of.
Second and 10 for Elway. Inside to Howard Griffith. He gets his second carry and a couple of yards on the play.
You know, the last time these two teams played, John Elway, after he missed that throw, he knew it. They had it set up. The safety was out in the middle. He had a chance for a big play, maybe a chance for a score. But that's what stops them from scoring touchdowns. They get those chances like that, the throw where the guys can catch and run. And somehow, when they play here, Denver seems to miss those throws.
Elway goes to the shotgun. 10th play of the drive as Denver is dominated. Possession time here in the opening quarter. 10 minutes to a minute 40. But no score. Elway fires long. Has a man. Incomplete to Willie Green, who complains about holding from Mark McMillan.
Willie Green took a knee. He's begging the official to make the call. He went down on one knee. Green is going down the sidelines. Number 29 is McMillan. He's on him. You judge. Now, is that illegal, Chuck? But here's where he was calling for holding right after the check.
Well, trying to take advantage of Mark McMillan. He likes to be aggressive on the first move, so you give him a double move, you try to go deep, but again, Paul, great protection by the Denver Broncos offensive line.
Ruins first punt 32, but only 12 net as he kicked it into the end zone. Trying to keep it away from Vanover. It's a touch by the Broncos. It'll be down at the 10-yard line. That's where Kansas City begins. A 27-yard punt with 2.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. No score. In Kansas City with a reminder, go online to msnbcsports.com. Take a look at what the Chiefs and Broncos have to say about this rivalry. And after today's game, we'll look ahead to next week's conference championships with the keys to victory for each team. It's all at msnbcsports.com. Green Bay and San Francisco for the NFC title, and the winner of this game against Pittsburgh for the AFC. There's the evidence of Denver's possession time advantage, but no points produced. Elvis Gerbach changing his play. Had Blake Dawson resetting. Still time. And throws to Andre Rison, who staggers out of bounds with the catch. Shy of the 15. A gain of about 4.
Well, that was an excellent job by Elvis Gerbach. Denver was coming with an all-out blitz in the middle. He was in trouble. He knew it. Took his time. Looked at the play clock. Gives his team some positive yards with a good play.
Yeah, Blake Dawson was in motion. Almost ran off the field. He had to stop him and bring him back.
Well, Dawson was questionable midweek. He ran into Marcus Allen, bruised a knee, and he had to convince Marty before the game today, working out, that he was ready to go. Former Notre Dame star. There appeared to be contact, and then Alfred Williams charges across the line of scrimmage.
Came across, looked like he had contact with the center.
Now they're talking this over. Did he make contact? Because we remember one thing now, Tanabasa, if he goes down the line of scrimmage, he can come back.
But if he's across the line of scrimmage, making him
foul. Number 94, defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
They call it on Keith Traylor. Well, number 98 is Tanabasa right here. Now he goes across. Williams goes across. Traylor didn't do anything.
No, it was on. He just got the numbers mixed up inside.
I like the way Grunner said, hey, just hold there. You get back on your side. We haven't snapped it yet.
I think he was flinching. He was trying to protect himself a little.
2nd and 1 for Kansas City, looking for its initial first down of the game. And Marcus Allen drilled in the backfield on his first carry of the game. Keith Traylor, who played here in Kansas City. He's the young man who lost his mother just 2 days ago, and battling for his team with very heavy emotions.
Keith Traylor, number 94, coming down the line of scrimmage, making the hit in the backfield. And Marty Schottenheimer yesterday, when he was talking to us, he made a case in point. He says, hey, that number 94 is playing some really good football.
Well, he's also made a point, too, that he wanted to keep Traylor and he wanted to keep Dio Smith. He wanted to keep all the guys he lost. He just couldn't afford. Yeah, I know. He couldn't afford to
keep them all.
A loss on the play. It's 3rd down and a long 2. Easy throw to Rison, and Rison pushed out of bounds with the first down. Darian Gordon, the defender.
Well, this is what you got to do against Denver's defense. They crowd everybody up around the line of scrimmage. Your wide receivers are going to be singled up quite often. This time, Andre Rison, coverage is off. Good call by the Kansas City offense and good execution.
You know, I was talking, about Spider-Man. Here he is. Yeah. With his deal, but he has to make big plays, not 1, 2, or 3. That was a big play. That was a 3rd down and long. He had to make the play. Once they get him one-on-one on the outside, that's all they really want.
Spider-Man, his preferred nickname. You see his number, 72 catches, and earned his way to the Pro Bowl. And a whistle before the snap. Alfred Williams and Jeff Criswell with a little chicken fighting there, a little bumping.
First down.
Can I ask you a question? Where was Steve Atwater going? I never saw a guy get that deep.
Let's talk about Marty Schottenheimer, who yesterday said, I've given myself a nickname through the years here, Roadblock. I was roadblock. I wanted to do everything. I wanted to make sure that every possibility was covered when an assistant coach came to me. He's changed this year.
Well, he has changed. He says, I'm letting my coaches coach more. They're making decisions on how we're going to go, the game plans, how we're going to execute certain things, and his coaches have responded and done a good job for him.
Could be the last play of the period. A quick pass complete to the tight end, Ted Popson. John Mobley covering just shy of the first down, and that is the end of the first quarter here at Arrowhead Stadium. Well, low scoring Pittsburgh, New England yesterday, no score today. You're watching the playoffs on NBC. Back in Kansas City 2 years ago, the Chiefs were 13-3, and then last year down to 9-7. Marty said, I just didn't want players around that said, I got it, coach, don't have to tell me anything, I know it all. And he's made some very distinct changes this year in his philosophy and in his personnel changes. Play action by Gerbach. Throws to Kimball Anders, who's always been a big receiver in this offense, had 59 catches this year.
Dick, you were talking about, look at all the new starters they have on offense. He wants players. The big thing why Marty Schottenheimer's made so many changes on offense and defense, he wants players eager to learn, come in every day, tell me more, coach, enthusiastic. And also, he's changed his philosophy on both sides of the ball because he knows if you want to have success in the playoffs, he needs to change, be a little more dynamic on each side, make more plays, and progress in the playoffs.
Flag down as Gerbach just throws it away. He was out of the pocket. You saw the changes there. 11 new starters out of 22 for Kansas City. Even in this era of free agency and a lot of player movement, that's an incredible change. He's gone to youth and speed on defense.
Illegal contact foul, number 53, defense. While the quarterback was in the pocket, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bill Romanowski against tight end Tony Gonzalez.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer says Bill Romanowski has every move in the book. His hands on the receiver, Tony Gonzalez, down the field, 10 and 15 yards. They're going to see that every single time. Call the penalty. But going back for one last point about Marty Schottenheimer, talk about all those changes. I'll have to tell you after this play.
All right, here it comes. Second and 1. Francis through for a first down to the 40. Marcus Allen, Heisman winner at Southern California, the oldest running back ever in the NFL. 222 games for Allen. No one's ever played more games. And when it comes to first down rushes, he led the league this year. He's their bread and butter on third and fourth and short. Another first down for him at the 40. That second and 5. Now the first down.
The thing that makes Marcus Allen so special is when he makes a 5-yard gain like this was here. Looks spectacular. You know the reason why? Watch the moves that he makes. He sees the entire field. Marcus Allen goes out. Now he knows he's got to go back to his right. Now, when he makes that move, in his lean, gets him the first down.
That wasn't short yardage. He needed 5. 11 yards on 3 carries for Allen. Over 12,000 yards rushing in his brilliant career, nearly 600 catches. Play action to Allen. Gerbach has to eat it as Neil Smith, the former Chief, here's that famous home run swing. A mild boo of protest from the Kansas City fans. They love Neil Smith, and a Chiefs player is down. It's Jeff Criswell.
Well, he was trying to get this ball to Andre Rison on the outside, and it looked like he ran this pattern just a little bit too deep, and Gerbach didn't have time. He also has Kimball Anders out to the outside. Neil Smith just keeps right on coming, sacks Gerbach.
Glenn Parker says that's the big SWAT move. He kind of moves you, takes his arms, tries to throw you. That time it works, but what caused that sack, Ray Crockett covering Andre Rison on the outside.
The loss back to the Kansas City 39. When we come back, it'll be 2nd and 18 for the Chiefs.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet, the cars more Americans trust. By Lay's, make your lunch special with Lay's. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, to remind you, the three most important words are, hey, beer man.
Broncos and Chiefs battling to face the Steelers next week. Steve Wallace replaces the injured Jeff Criswell at tackle. And the give straight ahead to Kimball Landers. Mobley and Aldridge, the backers for Denver, make the tackle. Jim?
All right, thank you, Dick. Well, the trainers have taken Jeff Criswell back into the locker room. He has a right shoulder injury. They will examine him right now. He is questionable to return. He'll be x-rayed. When we have further results, we'll let you know. Dick?
All right, Jim, just now Criswell making his way down the steps into the Kansas City locker room for x-rays. Gerbach, 5 for 5, but only 24 yards throwing, and he's been sacked twice. 3rd and 12. Blitz. Gerbach, quick throw, complete, but short of the first down at the Denver 46. First invasion of the Bronco half of the field by Kansas City. Rison's 3rd catch.
Well, when you have 3rd and long in this league nowadays, what the defense is going to do, watch up top. You're going to see all the blitzers come. Now the receiver has to run a short route. The defender comes up, sees the catch, makes the tackle. Offense has to punt.
Louis Aguiar, who set a playoff record for Kansas City on his last punt, 63 yards. Officially now 62. Darian Gordon, dangerous at the 10 for Denver. Very high. Gordon, late fair catch signal, lets it go. And it's in the end zone, batted back. But I believe Bucky Brooks had a foot down in the end zone when he knocked it back.
I thought it was good, Dick, not to. I thought he jumped before he hit the end zone line, knocked it back into play.
That's how it's seen by the officials.
Well, here it comes. And you got 2 officials, Dick, one on each side. The ball is in the air. Brooks is on the line, Dick.
Should be a touchback.
You are absolutely right. Hey, great eyes. Watch, his right foot is on the line.
So when we come back, Denver and Elway, first down and 98.
Watch the right foot here first, but also look to the right of the screen. You see that? Look at the official. We're looking at it at an angle from here. He's looking right down the line at it.
First down, Elway with a noise. And out to the 5-6 goes Howard Griffith. An unlikely ball carrier in this first half, but I guess they're keying so much on Terrell Davis that Denver's decided to give Griffith the ball.
Well, it's a nice little changeup, Dick. What it does, it catches the defense by surprise.
James Hasty slow getting up. Well, Criswell already into the locker room x-rayed for an arm or shoulder. And now Hasty making his first Pro Bowl in his 10th year. This wily veteran cornerback from Washington State.
James Hasty, number 40. He's filling in the hole as Griffith comes up. Hasty. He came up limping, but it looks like he might have just hit somebody with his leg.
2nd down, 7. Breaks some tackles, fights his way out to the 11. Looks to be just shy of a first down. Anthony Davis, the young linebacker from Utah, made the stop.
We talked to Terrell yesterday, Terrell Davis, and asked him about his running style. He makes one cut, and then he goes, watch this. One move to the outside, back inside, and he's running. And we asked him, have you changed in all this time? He just smiled and said, no.
Oh, that's right. He can't because he's not allowed to. The coaches out there, Alex Gibbs, the running or the offensive line coaches, and kind of in charge of this running game. When you're a running back for the Broncos, you're allowed just one cut, no more.
Timeout called by Kansas City. 3rd and 1 for Denver when we come back with 10 minutes and change remaining in a scoreless open half.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza, delivering 1 million smiles a day. Call for a hot pizza now and you'll be smiling by halftime.
We invite you next weekend. Join NBC 3:30 Eastern on Saturday. A look back at two of the big stories in golf in '97. Davis loves PGA Championship victory and Europe's stunning win in the Ryder Cup. PGA of America year in review. And then at 4:30, you won't want to miss the PGA Tour Q School on the brink. Rare glimpse of nail-biting, sometimes heart-wrenching quest to join the PGA Tour. It starts at 3:30 next Saturday. 3rd and 1. Running right into a wall is Griffith. No gain, and Kansas City is held. Pelham McDaniels celebrating on 3rd and 1.
Well, 3rd and 1, the Kansas City defense watched the line of scrimmage. They win the battle up front. They said today we are going to attack, and so far in the first half, they have done that. That's the big reason why they're stopping the Broncos offense.
Tom Rowan to punt. Denver's rushing game, 12 carries, 23 yards, less than 2 yards per rush. Total contrast to last week. Rowan sends a wobbler out. Vanover lets it bounce and then takes it at the 50 and tackled at the 48. A flag is down. 40-yard punt, 2-yard return if illegal man downfield. Let's see if Kansas City wants Denver to punt it again.
With this kind of field position, I don't know why you would want him to punt again. Because Rowan got a bad punt off. I mean, you've got excellent field position. You just take the ball.
Greg Minuski, the special teams captain, hearing Jerry Markwright's options. And now Markwright coming to the sideline. Say, what do you want, Marty? Yeah, that's right. And they can punt it again.
Well, an eligible man downfield, number 31, on the kick. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Derek Lavelle.
Lavelle is up right in the middle. He's the up blocker, and he can't leave until the ball is kicked. You see the ball being dropped, he's already gone.
It gives yourself away when you're ahead of your teammates.
Well, I think the reason, Paul, Marty must want him to repunt this ball because he has so much faith in his return man, Vanover.
They press those outside men of Denver, does Kansas City. Ruin. Oh, that kick off the side of his foot to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 18 yards for Kansas City by making Ruin punt a second time. Only 25 yards for Ruin.
You know, there's only one thing a punter does when you're back in the end zone, and your job is to keep your eye on the ball and make the best kick you can. Look at Ruin. First of all, he's got the ball too close to his body. He had no extension at all. Thinking about, look at his arms. Look where the ball is. Up against his body when he hits it. The ball just goes off the side of his foot.
And Denver fortunate they didn't pick up a holding penalty in the end zone. That would have been a safety. So Kansas City's best field position in this scoreless game. Gerbach eludes the rush. Good runner. Breaks a tackle, slides with a first down at the 19. For Gerbach, who has 4.65 speed.
Well, this is a little different for Kansas City. Marcus Allen down at the bottom. Look, they just spread the field. That's what creates the hole for Elvis Gerbach to run in. And one thing that people forget about Elvis Gerbach, 6'5", he does run very well. Rich Gannon said to Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, after the first minicamp, he says, what did you think about the minicamp? Paul Hackett's asking Rich Gannon, he says, boy, Elvis throws the ball and runs the ball a lot better than I expected.
Marcus Allen hit by Neil Smith at the line of scrimmage, tried to spin away, and Alan Aldridge tackles him for a loss. In trying to make something out of the negative, Allen loses even more, 5 yards on the play. Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator for Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs, there he is. After the playoffs, he goes to Southern California, the university that is, as the head coach of the Trojans. Coached at Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, prior to coming here to Kansas City. 2nd and 15 for Gerbach. Pressure up the middle, gets a throwaway complete. And it's Allen at the 18-yard line, tackled by Steve Atwater. Picked up the 5 they lost in the previous play, plus a couple.
Well, this is what Elvis Grbac does so well, being a big, tall quarterback, and what he brings that Rich Gannon can't do, the blitz inside. Nobody picks up Mobley, but Elvis Grbac able to stand in there, and he can throw the ball down the field a lot easier than Rich Gannon can. That's one of the reasons why they had no doubt when the decision comes up, who's the quarterback? Marty Schottenheimer says, my job to get the best 11 on the field. Elvis Grbac is one of those guys.
Perfect 7 for 7. Only 40 yards out of those 7 completions. 3 pumps and throws it away. There's no doubt about his intent there, up and about the 10th row.
The other thing about Elvis Grbac, what I really liked was in the interview with him when he said, who should Marty start? He said, me. I mean, he has the confidence. He knows he is the starting quarterback. There is absolutely no quarterback controversy in Kansas City. None.
Oh, that's right. You come around, you spend a couple days. If there was a controversy, you'd know one of the players or coach would go, I think we should be going with the other guy. They do that. We did not hear that one single time.
Not even from the players. 34-yard field goal attempt by Stoyanovich. And he drills it. And Kansas City takes the lead, but a flag comes down. And Denver signaling we were held. And that is the call of Jerry Markwright.
Holding number 51, offense. 10-yard penalty, 4th down.
Greg Minuski, the special teams captain, guilty of the foul.
Here's Minuski. Now his job is inside first and then go back outside. But that is not holding. That is a terrible call.
So now a 44-yard attempt by Stoyanovich, who was the hero in this direction. 54 yards to win that crucial game a month and a half ago. He's got plenty of leg. Hits the upright, no good. So 3 points taken away on Minuski's holding call, and then Stoyanovich, who missed only one all year, had the best percentage of anyone in the league, 26 for 27, kisses the upright.
Well, you're absolutely right about this thing. And, we talked to him yesterday. What he told us is this. He said, if the hold is right, the ball is right, I should make the kick. I blame that on him.
It remains no score.
Stoyanovich told us if he sees all brown and that's the ball and the laces are straight, I shouldn't miss it. Look at here. You see all brown, the laces are straight, and he hooked it.
And then good field position for Denver at the 35. Elway play action. Scramble. And no gain. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Wayne Simmons made the tackle. Flag down. Well, a penalty, somewhat of a phantom call, cost the Chiefs a field goal.
Face mask foul.
This is a face mask.
56, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 1st down.
Simmons acquired the start of the year from Green Bay for a number 5 draft pick. A little piece of the face mask as Elway goes down.
So that's why everybody booed, because you can't tackle a quarterback if he leans forward. Now, if Elway is sliding, you have to try to avoid him, which is the face mask call.
1st down and 5 at the 40. Shannon Sharp resets right. Davis. Chiefs continue to do a great job against the running game. Gain of 3 for Davis. Tackled by Davis. Anthony, number 50 of Kansas City. Not related. Terrell, of course, from the University of Georgia after playing the first 2 years at Cal State Long Beach for George Allen. And then when Long Beach dropped their football program, he migrated to Georgia. 2nd and 2. Fights his way to midfield and a 1st down.
Well, the Broncos are doing a smart thing. Wayne Simmons, number 56 of the Kansas City Chiefs, he is the run-stopping linebacker. He plays over the tight end. Most teams run to the tight end. Here's Wayne Simmons. Look, Shannon Sharp says, I don't like dealing with you. I'm going to go to the other side. get a smaller linebacker on me. And the Denver Broncos, now they got a better matchup, run to the right side.
Davis now with 24 yards rushing in the first half. Approaching 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Down the middle. Complete to Carswell, and the big tight end rumbles inside the 25, fumbles the ball, picked up, still loose. And now the Chiefs have it. Ruled dead, but there are flags all over the field. 26-yard play if, and Marty has it called illegal motion.
It's against Kansas City.
Marty was wrong. Looked at that one with his heart, but coaches are willing to do that.
The guys in the striped shirts kind of disagreed, Dick.
We had offside, number 92 defense, penalties declined, first down.
Well, Dan Williams guilty of offside and a big play for Denver.
But watch how the Denver Broncos, what happens here? Shannon Sharp comes down, going down the line field, and Dwayne Carswell inside, safety back deep. John Elway has his pick to which receiver he wants to throw to. Anytime there's just one safety in the middle, it leaves those inside seams open. John Elway knew that. Mike Shanahan knew that. Good call.
The longest catch of his career for Dwayne Carswell in his 4th year out of Liberty. He had only 12 all season. The toss to Davis. Trying to make the corner and able to get to the 20-yard line, a gain of 4.
I'll tell you what, you know, your guy Eddie McCaffrey, the guy you played ball with one time, he's an excellent blocker. You said that a long time ago. Watch what he does with Derek Thomas. He's going to come in motion. Here comes Derek Thomas up the field. McCaffrey just gets a little piece on the shoulder. That's all he has to do, just to knock him off a little bit. He does that, and outside goes Terrell Davis.
Mike Shanahan says he's the best blocking wide receiver I've ever seen. And come on, Eddie McCaffrey against Thomas, he does the right thing. Stay away from him if you can.
2nd and 6. Davis fumbles the ball and falls on it. That's the second Terrell Davis fumble of this first half. He's recovered both and loses a yard on the play.
You know why Shanahan is smiling? Because the hole was there. He could see the hole from the sideline. Terrell Davis could see the hole. He just didn't get the ball. When you take a look to Terrell Davis's right side, take a look at this. He does not get the ball here. The ball bounces off his forearm, doesn't get it in, but he is looking at the hole. He already saw the hole. Look outside. All there is Carter.
Maybe that flat jacket, there's a little more of Terrell Davis today on the handoff, and Elway misgauging on the handoff. 3rd and 7. Elway complete, and wide open is Rod Smith, and Smith is on his way inside the 5 and marked out of bounds, I believe, at the 4.
Well, this is why you get in a shotgun formation. This is why quarterbacks, John Elway in the back, behind the center, look at the blitz, people come free. Nobody picks up Donnie Edwards, the linebacker. It enables John Elway, because he's in the shotgun, to have that extra second to pick up Rod Smith coming across the formation on the blitz.
I'll tell you, if Shannon Sharp gets a block on McMillan, it's a touchdown. He just doesn't block anybody.
17-yard play, 1st and goal at the 4. This is where Denver had its problems in the earlier game in Kansas City. Terrell Davis fighting to the goal line with second effort and stopped just shy of a touchdown inside the 1.
What a good decision by Terrell Davis. It looks like he's going to go outside, but he's a hard inside runner. When you're down here, it's always, most of the time, it's a bad decision to bounce it out. Looks like he's going outside. No. Cuts it back in, runs hard. Wow, gets down to the 1.
You know, that's what I call continuous effort. Here's the guy, you know, if you say second effort or whatever, it's almost like you stop, but it's a continuous effort by him.
Last touchdown rushing against this Kansas City defense was in November of '96. Leonard Russell of the Chargers. 2nd and goal. A foot away. And they're going to let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning, and that'll give Mike Shanahan and the offensive brain trust a chance to figure it out. Still no score. Nose of the football tickling the goal line. Red zone offense for Denver against Kansas City. Not that great, only 2 touchdowns, 8 tries. 2nd and goal. Davis in the salute celebration of Terrell Davis and his teammates.
You know, when you go on the road and you play in these type of environments, hostile environment, the one thing for the visiting team that gives you a chance to win these type of football games, can you run the football? The Denver Broncos, the one thing they can do, every single game this year, just about, maybe exception for one, they can run the football.
They've got an offensive line that's terrific. Jason Elam's try for point. And Denver leads 7-0. A 65-yard drive in 8 plays with Terrell Davis running game coming alive. He scored 15 touchdowns regular year, rushing touchdown in Kansas City. Terrell Davis, what a 3 years for Denver, picking this man 196th in the draft. He was the 21st running back selected in '95, and he's produced nothing but top performance, and he's a leader of the team in his own quiet way.
Well, you know, Phil, you and I were talking about him about a month and a half ago about, are they running him too much? Does he carry the ball too many times? And when you really talk about it, Mike Shanahan said no. The Terrell Davis said no. You know why? I didn't carry the ball in college. I didn't do anything. This is my first chances to carry the ball when I got to the pros.
Finishing second to Barry Sanders for the rushing title the last 2 years. Elam kicks it off. Dangerous to Marek Vanover, who was so key in the Kansas City win a month and a half ago. Dangerous return man. Fumbles the ball. It's loose. And Denver, then Kansas City, and I believe Vanover may have recovered it himself. It was in the arms of the Broncos and skidded away. And Kansas City maintains possession.
Detron Smith, number 42 for the Broncos. It was laying on the ground. Nobody around him. It looks like he falls on it, but he missed it.
Do you remember when we did the playoff game? Here it comes now, and look at the hit is just...
Dedrick Dodge makes the tackle, forces the fumble.
Now here's what you're talking about, Phil, with that ball. It's just laying there on the ground. And Smith, number 42, goes to go for it, and it comes out of his hands. He slips. But remember last year in the playoff game against Jacksonville when they said there were balls on the ground and we didn't get them?
Right. Good point. And today there
have been balls on the ground. You've got to get the balls that are on the ground.
Would have been Denver's ball at the 27, but give credit to Vanover. He fumbles the ball, but he didn't give up. He really battled to get to that ball and recover the mistake.
Anthony Lynn for the Broncos is the one to hit Vanover from behind and calls the fumble.
And on first down, very little there, and another fumble recovered by Kansas City as Anders coughed it up.
Well, this would be a good time for Kansas City. The one thing they've got to do, one of the reasons why they're playing Elvis Grbac, is you want to throw the ball down the field.
Pressure on Grbac, steps away from Alfred Williams, scrambles, gets to the sidelines and stops the clock out of bounds at the 30 with 1:23 left. And now, with third down coming up and stopping the clock there, if they don't make first down, Denver has a couple of timeouts left. They could get a shot before the half.
Oh, no question, Nick. If I was Elvis Grbac in this situation, you always got to pay attention to this clock. It's right here. Once he gets forced out of the pocket, Alfred Williams puts the pressure. If they're not open down the field, you're going to run, stay in bounds. Plenty of time for your offense if you stay in bounds with your timeout, whatever, to move the ball down the field.
Grbac is 7 for 8 passing. The quick throw, incomplete. Through the hands of Andre Rison at the 40. And now with 1:20 left in the half, Denver's going to get the ball on the punt with 2 timeouts remaining.
Boy, Denver that time came with Atwater and Braxton. They had the blitz coming with the defensive backs. This ball is out in front of Andre Rison. We said before, he has got to make the big play. Now that was a tough catch, but he has to make it.
And he was being led on the dead run. If he did pull that in, he had only one man to beat. Gordon back at the 30, Aguiar to punt. Good kick. Gordon drift to the 24. 30. 50. And all the way to the Kansas City 40-yard line. Louis Aguiar made the tackle. Darian Gordon, who returned 3 punts for touchdowns this year, 36 on that take back.
You've got an injured Bronco down on the field. I'll tell you, they got some excellent blocks on that thing. I don't know if that's Ray Crockett or Howard Griffin. There's a 9 involved. And Aguiar as the punter, that's what his job is. His job is not to really make the tackle. His job is to hold things up until he gets some help. But he also made the tackle.
The number of the injured Bronco, you can see the 9, but don't want to guess.
It's Ray Crockett. I mean, he came back and made an excellent block.
Crockett, the starting quarterback and a valuable performer in that deep secondary for Denver. Also used on special teams. Appears to be shaken, but okay.
All right, here comes Crockett coming back to make the block. You see, boom, they went shoulder to shoulder, head to head.
Tony Richardson, big fullback, the man he blocked.
Here it is right there. Yeah, they just look, they hit shoulder to shoulder. Crockett's up. He's running off the field, so he's all right.
Well, that would be big because Denver's defense, it's built around the fact that their corners can stand out there and play man coverage and let everybody else get in there and try to stop the running game.
Last 2 minutes, and they charge Denver with a timeout because of that injury. And so now the Broncos with 1 timeout left.
With Elway, usually you don't even need any.
1:07 left in the half. 7-0 Broncos.
A big defensive challenge here for Kansas City. Ed McCaffrey waving, saying, either I'm wide open or don't snap the ball.
Timeout Chiefs. Ed McCaffrey waving wildly at John Elway. I'm over here. We'll be right back.
Watch Eddie McCaffrey at the bottom of your screen. He's going to yell to John Elway, look, I'm wide open. What causes the problem? That's Terrell Davis at the top of the screen. The Kansas City defense couldn't figure out who was split out wide, who to line up where, so they have to call the timeout.
So first down from the Chiefs, 40 for Elway in the shotgun. Full house blitz and the shovel pass to Rod Smith, the wide receiver, and it's good for 3.
Well, you see, you have time to do that. You've got 1 minute and 4 seconds, Phil. You're either going to run the ball up in the middle, take the run, or a little shovel pass, which is a very safe play because if it's dropped, it's just an incompleted pass. But you got a chance of popping it.
That's good deception. It looked like Rod Smith was going to come back inside, help John Elway maybe protect, but it's the shovel pass. They probably got that off the film from the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They mark it at the 38, 2nd and 8. Clock running. 1 timeout left Denver. Again the blitz. Elway hit from behind. Does it roll the fumble? Yes, and Kansas City has recovered at the 36-yard line. Elway hit from the blind side. John Browning, it appeared, with a tackle.
Definitely John Elway takes too long to decide where to throw the football. A blitz by Kansas City picked up.
Anthony Davis falls on the loose ball, and Kansas City, after giving Denver an opportunity with a 7-0 lead, takes the ball back.
Browning hits John Elway from behind.
So you're absolutely right. He had all day to throw the ball, and he just waited too long. If you're going to cause the fumble, blame it on somebody. It's on Elway. He just waited too long. Terrell Davis stepped up. He got a block. Everybody picked up a man that was blitzing. He had time.
22 seconds left in the half, and Gerbach sends 3 to the left. Throws left underneath. Complete to Danon Hughes, his first catch. And there's the final timeout spent by Kansas City. 13 seconds on the clock. Coming up at the half, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel and company with the first half analysis of the action here in Kansas City. And they'll also talk with Cordell Stewart of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's all coming up at halftime.
He scored the only touchdown in that game yesterday.
One of the lowest scoring in NFL playoff history, 7-6. And here's 7-0, approaching the final seconds of the
the half. Would you like what Bill Cowher said after the game? I made a mistake. It was my fault. Don't ask me about it.
Well, anytime they don't work, it's the coach's fault. I mean, that's why you're the coach. You got to take the blame if the sneak from the 1 yard line doesn't work. But right here, we almost saw this situation at the end of the game about 6 weeks ago. If the Broncos make Kansas City throw the ball inside, there might not be time for Kansas City to run up and stop the clock to try a field goal.
Well, they're trying to get Andre Rison all by himself up on the top side.
Gerback throws into the flat, complete, but for only a yard gain to Popson, the tight end. That leaves 8 seconds on the clock.
Well, that's because Tanavasa.
Well, that's right. Pressure on the quarterback. Couldn't look down the field. They kept him from getting outside, and they took away the receivers outside and short for Kansas City's offense.
Well, the key moment in this game, Stoyanovich made a field goal from 34. Kansas City penalty, tried from 44 and hit the upright, and then on that possession, Denver took it down for their touchdown. Terrell Davis a yard out. Randy Hilliard as Denver's down on the goal line as Gerbach is stripped from behind, picked up by one of his linemen. It's Glenn Parker, and that's how the first half will end. Neil Smith took it right out of the hands of quarterback Elvis Gerbach.
Well, Neil Smith just keeps coming and coming and coming. Neil Smith is blocked to the outside. Watch this. He knows there's only one play left. I've got a chance. Watch this. He just reaches out and takes the ball out of Gerbach's hand. That ball is on the ground. That is a fumble.
Second sack of the half for the former Chief Neil Smith, instrumental in the top-level defense displayed by the Denver Broncos.
Here he comes. I mean, this is just hustle by Neil Smith. Watch this, Philly. Just hustle, hustle, hustle. Get his arm up and knock the ball out.
Score at the half. Denver 7, Kansas City nothing. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in our NFL on NBC halftime show in New York after these messages from your local station.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
And 4 of them right here. Greg Gumbel along with Chris Collinsworth, Sam Weish, and Joe Gibbs. At halftime, the Denver Broncos are leading the Kansas City Chiefs by a 7-0 score. We will talk about that game in a moment. But first, yesterday's AFC Divisional playoff game won by the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-6 over the New England Patriots. With just over 3 minutes remaining in the game, the gutty Patriots stuffed Cordell Stewart on a 4th and goal at the 1. A field goal would have put the Steelers up by 4. After the game, Bill Cowher was critical of his own decision to go for it.
I'm a young coach, and I screwed up. I should have kicked the field goal. I really feel that way. There is no way I shouldn't have. I got caught up in the emotion of the game. I'm 40 years old. I made a mistake, and they bailed me out.
Well, you have to admire Bill Cowher's honesty. We are joined live now by Steelers quarterback Cordell Stewart. Cordell, first of all, congratulations on the win yesterday. Tell us what went on at the sideline talking about the decision to make that, to go for that 4th and goal.
Well, it was a situation where we had an option to run a couple plays, and the coach wanted us to go for the sneak, and just sitting here hearing it, I mean, that's good that he apologized, but I feel he really didn't need to apologize because the decision he made was a decision that he wanted to make. And we was in we had a 50-50 chance of getting that touchdown, and the way the defense was playing all day, if we didn't get it, they was going to be on the -1 yard line, and they were playing wonderful yesterday to a point where, hey, if they go all the way down and get that touchdown, they deserve to win. But obviously our defense did a great job of stopping those guys.
Yeah, Cordell, after the game, he apologized to the team. Did that surprise you guys, and what did you think of that?
Well, I think it was a wonderful thing to do. It was very honorable. I mean, obviously, being a head coach, you don't have to apologize to anybody. But yet he came down and he said, hey, guys, I'm sorry for going out there and putting you guys in that situation, but yet at the same time you bailed me out. And I appreciate that a lot as a quarterback, and I'm more sure the other teammates on his team appreciate it also, because not too many coaches are going to come up and say things like that. But it just lets you know where he stands with this team, and he respects everybody, and I'm more sure everyone on this team respects him also.
Cordell, did you tell him there's no such thing as a bad decision when you win a football game? What difference does it make at that point?
Well, to be honest with you, man, it does. I mean, when you're playing in a game like this, and obviously we were playing at home, you want to make some calls like that. I mean, you have confidence in your offense to go out there and make some plays, and you always having this situation where you're making a 50-50 chance of doing whatever you want to do to try to convert and make some things happen. And that was one of the plays he wanted to call to try to sit up there and go for the touchdown. I mean, early on in the game, it was a fourth down call where I think it was like 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, and we punted it off and we wound up getting them inside the 10 or 20 yard line or something like that. So, it's all about decision. This game is all about inches, and it just so happened we won by 1 point, and hey, it doesn't matter as long as you win. That's all that matters.
Let's not talk about the one where you didn't get in. Let's talk about the one where you did. That long run down the sideline. Talking about a game of inches. Looked like Todd Collins missed you by about an inch and maybe even just gave up on the play and let you scamper down the sideline.
Well, I just try to show my skills just a tad bit. No, but it was a play that we had designed, and just try to convince the guys that I was going to pass it, and no one really stood back or anything to try to bite on the pass or any crossing guys coming. Obviously, there wasn't anybody coming, but it just so happened that Mark Bruner did a great job of blocking the defender, and I saw the hole between the two because there was somebody inside, and I just tippy-toed down the sideline. I was looking back because I was amazed that I was so wide open in the field, and I looked back to see if there was any flags, and all of a sudden there wasn't. I just kept skipping my way in the end zone and was very enthused about that.
Cordell, we're not kidding anybody here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hoping the Denver Broncos win this game here this afternoon, right?
Well, I mean, right now, yeah, deep down inside, you would love to have that opportunity.
Just say yes. You want to play at Three Rivers, just say yes.
I'm not going to say yes because, it's a time now where, you have to win. Regardless of where you are, because we could have easily made a few mistakes yesterday and caused ourselves to lose that game even though we were at home. So right now it really doesn't matter where we are. It's just a matter of how well we play, how well we prepare, and as long as we come out with a W, man, that's all that matters. But hey, we would love to play at home. Don't get us wrong.
I don't doubt it. Wherever we are next week, we'll see you there. Cordell, thanks very much. Cordell Stewart. Now, let's talk real quickly to our coaches. What would you guys have done on 4th and goal in that situation, Sam?
Me, I'd have given the ball to Jerome Bettis and then handed it over to the defense.
You wouldn't have kicked the field goal?
I wouldn't have kicked the field goal. I'd have gone for it. And, he's saying he apologizes. Either call's okay, but I'd have given it to Jerome Bettis and then turn it over to the defense. Look what they did. They got the ball back.
Joe.
Well, if you remember in the game, I did. It wasn't second guess, and I said I would kick the field goal here. I did say that. You're my witnesses. Yes, I did. But the one thing I think that Coach Cowher is doing here, he's apologizing. Who you're apologizing to? I know I was in that situation. You call plays offensively, you apologize to the defense. What he's saying there, hey, look, guys, I put you in a bad situation there. So I think that, but only the coach knows what kind of confidence you have in the play, how good are they on defense. That all goes into that decision.
Okay, guys, the AFC Championship game takes place 1 week from today. If the Broncos beat the Chiefs, Pittsburgh will host Denver next Sunday. If the Chiefs win, Pittsburgh will travel to Kansas City for the championship game. A timeout here. When we come back, highlights of Tampa Bay and Green Bay, and we'll talk about the first half of the Broncos and the Chiefs after these messages from your local station.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Report, brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
Welcome back, everyone. In the early game on this day, the Green Bay Packers beat Tampa Bay by a score of 21-7. 29 degrees at kickoff. Perfect weather for Brett Favre, who's now 23-0 at home when it's 35 or below. First quarter, Green Bay second possession. Favre on the rollout to tight end Mark Chmura. 3-yard touchdown. Pack off to an early 7-0 lead. They led 13-7 in the fourth when, from the 2-yard line, Dorsey Levens takes the handoff, bounces off a defender, and finds the end zone. 112 yards rushing for him, a Packer playoff record. Green Bay wins 21-7. They face San Francisco in the conference final next Sunday. Remember, the last 2 years, the Packers have eliminated the 49ers. In this game, at halftime in Kansas City, the Broncos lead the Chiefs 7-0. Sound the horns. Joe Gibbs and his halftime adjustments.
Well, let's face it, all my adjustments are going to be for the offense because both defenses are playing great. And I'd start off by saying that Kansas City is playing John Elway and the receivers very tight man-to-man coverage. You can see in this little scheme right here we've got drawn up. Look where those two corners are, and you can see the linebackers steps out to play man-to-man coverage, very tight, aggressive. What I would do here is maximum protect, put everybody in there and block, and let those two receivers run stack and crossing routes to get open. The other thing on their running game, they've had better luck off tackle, in other words, towards the tight end and outside rather than trying to run up inside. Okay, for Kansas City, I think Elvis has got to get the ball downfield. I would suggest play action versus those safeties are playing up a lot for Denver. I would get the ball downfield with play action on first and second downs. The other thing you can do there is throw quick outs and slants when they're playing back off with the corners on the outside with the safeties up inside.
All right, Joe, we have to hand it to Sam Weish. You said be careful of the flak jacket. Terrell Davis might have his problems.
Does this mean a raise? No. Don't hand it to him. He'll fumble it too. Actually, he didn't have a lot of yards, only 31 in the first half, but the two fumbles that did occur in the first half with Terrell Davis looked like the result of the flag jacket. The ball is just hard to hold on to, and then the second one was on the handoff. If you don't feel that ball coming, you know, out of 369 carries during the season, he only fumbled 3 other times.
And he's fumbled twice so far today. Now, the quarterback controversy, Gerbach versus Gannon. Would you yank Elvis Gerbach?
No, because Rich Gannon didn't get any practice time during the course of the week, and really Elvis is playing okay. 9 for 11 on the day, 54 yards, but everything has been underneath, and I agree with Joe Gibbs. You got to try and work the ball down the field. Don't be so conservative on offense. One of the problems is with the injury to Jeff Criswell at that left tackle position, the Chiefs are not very deep on that offensive line. Steve Wallace is in there doing the best he can, but already we've seen some pressure from that left side.
And Chris, they're really stuffing the running game there, and they're doing it with those safeties up tight, and I think that's play action on first down, and we got to get it downfield. I agree with you.
I would have thought that Joe was too stunned to talk with you agreeing with him.
2 times
Closing in on the second half kickoff in Kansas City, but before the Broncos and Chiefs take the field, some future NFL prospects in the punt, pass, and kick competition. We go back to Arrowhead Stadium.
And we welcome you back to Kansas City, where the Broncos lead going into the second half 7-0. This NFL season, more than 600,000 girls and boys ages 8 to 15 competed in the NFL Gatorade Punt, Pass, and Kick program. Youngsters from all 50 states testing their skills throwing, kicking a football, both for distance and accuracy. Today, the top 16 girls and 16 boys from this year's program squared off in 4 different age divisions at the Punt, Pass, and Kick National Finals competition here at Arrowhead. We'll announce the winners just before the start of the fourth quarter. Look now at our Coors Light halftime statistics. The defense prominent on both sides. And Denver more successful in moving the ball. 139 yards to 58 and only 30 passing yards for the Chiefs.
I think one of the surprising things is the fact that the Denver's defense is playing so well, because, you know, during the end of the season, Dick, they didn't play very well, did they, Phil?
Well, they struggled sometimes, especially late in games. Their defense not really that big. Sometimes they'll get overpowered by the running game of the other team.
Quarterback statistics. Mike Shanahan's head man, John Elway, 7 for 11, 106 yards. Gerbach, better percentage, but only 54 yards, and he was sacked 3 times.
Marty was very emphatic about the fact that he wouldn't take Gerbach out. It did take a lot to take him out. Well, he is 9 of 11.
The opportunities have not been there for him so far down the field, but we heard it at halftime. Joe Gibbs, Chris Collinsworth saying it very well. Kansas City on offense. The protection, I think, has been fairly good by the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. Gerbach has time to throw it down the field.
Chiefs get it first. You saw Gerbach on the sidelines trying to fire up his offensive teammates. Elam to kick it off. Van over at the 1-yard line. He returned a kickoff and a punt for touchdown during the regular season. To the 9, Vanover. And the former Florida State star tackled around the 30, and they're still wrestling. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Dick. I talked to Marty Schottenheimer. He is very upset with the pass protection. He said Elvis Gerbach has no time, the 3 sacks. We must do a much better job of pass protection. He said, I can read your mind. Don't ask the next question. Elvis Gerbach will play the entire second half. Now, as for Mike Shanahan, he says he's very happy with everything that went on. He told his team at halftime, no mistakes, no penalties, no mental errors, and we will not have a problem. Dick?
All right, Jim, you saw Mike Shanahan looking out at the officials. His player, Detron Smith, came out of that scramble with the ball, but
it had been whistled dead. So Kansas City starts at the 30 in the first half. 23 plays, only 58 yards. That comes out to 2.5 yards per play. And Weiler trailing 7-0. Play action, Gerbach fires down. Andre Rison breaks a tackle. He's to the 37 of Denver. Boy, those coaches think alike, just as Joe Gibbs indicated back in New York. Marty Schottenheimer calls the play down the middle.
Well, what happens is it's a play-action fake. Everybody goes for it on the Denver defense. That creates a big seam between the linebackers and the safeties. That's the reason why Andre Rison, wide open, a lot of time for Elvis Gerbach to throw the ball.
Biggest play of the game for Kansas City, 34 yards, and now Marcus Allen trying to skip through a hole that closes quickly after a pickup of maybe 3. Andre Rison out of Michigan State. People forget what a great basketball player he was in his youth in Flint, Michigan. Played on the same high school team as Jeff Grayer and Glenn Rice, and won 2 state championships in the Wolverine State.
Dick, I want to know how they lost that one game. You know, they lost one game in the final 2 years.
We talked to him about it. He had 30 minutes of excuses. Into the flat to Rison, hit immediately by Gordon. Not much there.
You know, you've got to get the ball to Andre Rison, but I don't think that's the way to do it, getting it that little short pass outside, especially when they're playing Rison, because they know that Elvis Gerbach is going to throw the ball to him. Well, it's just a little short pop pass about 2 yards, and that's all you get.
Well, not much choice, though, Paul, when there's more people coming than you have blockers, so Elvis Gerbach has to get rid of the ball. But the one thing about Andre Rison, he comes here, a lot of people, the grass field, he wouldn't be a factor on it. Everybody thinks he's a run and shoot, an AstroTurf guy, but he's proved that he is fast enough to get down the field and make those big plays.
3rd and 5. Gerbach steps away from pressure and throws to the tight end, Hobson. First down at the 20. Tackled by Bill Romanowski.
Good job by Ted Popson. Elvis Gerbach, he makes the play by moving out of the pocket. Nobody's open when he sets up to throw the ball, but Ted Popson, he's covered. Bill Romanowski down the field. He sees his quarterback go right. He makes another move. Bill Romanowski can't go with him.
Gerbach and Popson, both from San Francisco, and great pickups for the Chiefs this year. Popson had 35 catches despite missing 3 games. Now Marcus Allen, the veteran, hit hard, falls for 3, maybe 4. Mobley and Crockett there with the tackle for Denver. John Mobley, just as Kansas City fans thought Runnard should have made the Pro Bowl in Denver, it was Mobley that was overlooked. He led the team in tackles, had 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, an interception for a touchdown in his second year out of Kutztown State.
You know, we talk so much about the Kansas City Chiefs' speed on their defense. The Denver Broncos, they have the same thing. They have an awful lot of speed on their defense.
Second and a short 8. Play action fake to Allen. Gerbach heads to the sidelines and appears to have a first down. Let's see, it's going to be close. Darian Gordon bumped him out. See where the marker is. It is 3rd down. About a yard shy of a first down.
Well, faked everybody out in the stadium, I think, this time. The Denver Bronco defense, watch John Mobley going down. Going to make the tackle. Nope, too late. Elvis Gerbach showing the speed for a big, tall quarterback. Gets outside and picks up a few yards.
That's a huge mistake by the linebacker Mobley because he's the outside guy. That is his job for any kind of bootleg, any reverse. Everything is his.
Fake to Allen again, and it's Gerbach. Same play. First down at the 7.
You know, this is an outstanding call because you come back with the same call twice, and the thing that happens is you catch the linebacker doing the same thing. The linebacker at the end of the line of scrimmage, his job out here, now it's Romanowski here, look at him slide inside. That's not his man. You're not going to get there anyway. Your job is this guy, number 11 on the outside, or anyone else that comes out there.
Back-to-back bootlegs by Gerbach and a 1st and goal at the 6. Marty Schottenheimer's team with their best chance to score.
Run another one. Why not?
Gerbach grabbing a breath and a timeout called by Kansas City. 7-0 Denver.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. By Miller Lite, now official beer sponsor of the NFL. By the Philips CD rewritable disc drive. Now you can create CD-ROMs on your own PC. And by Texaco, a world of energy.
Fans excited on this drive to open the second half. 64 yards. Gerbach with 49 yards passing, 3 for 3, and 10 more on his 2 rushes to a first and goal, and then a timeout.
Yeah, made the coaches very upset for a couple reasons. Takes the momentum away from your team, but it also breaks the play calling sequence that the offensive coordinator had going.
Gerbach on a roll again. Throws it away. Closest was Tony Gonzalez. Hasselbach, the defensive end for Denver, applied the pressure.
You know, Dick, when you call those timeouts, it lets the defense now regather themselves, and the coaches and the players, okay, we can settle down and rethink and maybe make a better defensive call and stop this offense.
Second half has been Kansas City time. In the course of this year, 10 straight weeks without allowing a score in the second half. And Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator on the other sidelines, hoping his team can dig in and stop. Second and goal. Marcus Allen driving to the 3 and then pushed back, maybe to the 2. Tyrone Braxton, the safety man, made the initial hit. Romanowski and Hasselbach in on the tackle.
Well, you run the ball in a situation like that, you hope to gain a few yards, so at least you can get the defense of the Denver Broncos thinking, well, this could be a run or a pass, make them guess one way, and try to catch them by surprise.
So now you come back with a play-action pass and roll out?
Well, that's one thought, but I mean, the case in point is, Paul, you can do either. From the 2-yard line or from the 3, you still have a chance to run it in. You make the defense think both ways.
Third and goal at the 3. They spread it out. The throw. Touchdown to Tony Gonzalez, the tight end. No, they say he did not get both feet in. Darian Gordon made the defensive play. Dickey comes down out of bounds. He makes the catch, but his shoulders come down out of bounds. Marty Schottenheimer doesn't believe it. He's all the way down to the 12-yard line to argue his point. All right, he's saying he's forced down. Now look at it. He comes down, and his arm is out of bounds before his legs get down. Now they're gonna sit there and complain, and you're hearing the boos. But I'm telling you, this is not a touchdown. It's an outstanding call.
But he's arguing that he was forced out of bounds. The defensive momentum took him out of bounds.
Well, the officials have been schooled. This a couple of weeks ago, we saw almost the exact same play.
So Stoyanovich with nothing more than an extra point on the field goal attempt. 20 yards for the 3, but Denver escapes with the lead 7-3. Schottenheimer thought his team had tied the game. But quite an opening drive for the Chiefs. 9:42 left in the third.
See the play that time. I think it's a good call by the officials. He landed out of bounds. The official right there in front of Tony Gonzalez, he can see that his body lands out of bounds before his feet hit the ground.
So it's 7-3 the score. The kickoff by Aguilar. Here comes Vaughn Hebron. 25. And the little man out to the 31-yard line. And of course, with the no touchdown, it provoked contrasting reactions. First, Denver defensive coordinator Greg Robinson. Romanowski, that's what we're paid to do. Elvis Gerbach thought he had 6. And it's enough to pucker up even a veteran coach. So close. But the drive by Kansas City reawakens this noisy audience. Elway from the 31. Steps up. Wide open is Davis, and Davis out of bounds at his own 48-yard line with a first down. 17 on the play.
This is one of the first plays you put in at training camp. They call this a trap pass. They're going to fake the trap inside, but watch Terrell Davis come out here. The linebacker thinks it's run. Now it's too late when he decides it's pass. Terrell Davis open on the outside. Good job by John Elway stepping up, buying that a little extra time to throw the ball outside.
Davis, a productive pass catcher as well. 42 receptions this year. They go with two tight ends now, Sharp and Carswell. Fake to Davis. Elway looking for McCaffrey. He's covered and throws it away. Dale Carter on McCaffrey.
Well, if Kansas City can run a bootleg, so can Elway. Just get back and it will work for them. It's going to work for Denver.
Ed McCaffrey, he's the primary receiver on this play. Trying to sell to Dale Carter, and out and up. Really does a pretty good job, but John Elway is, by that time, running so fast to the sideline he has no chance to throw the ball up the field. What did James Hasty say about Ed McCaffrey yesterday? He says he's deceptive and sneaky. You know, he makes all those moves. Double moves, and he gets down the field on you.
And great hands.
Played as did Elway at Stanford University. Terrell Davis. Running room. First down and more to the 30, to the 20, and tackled at the 11-yard line. Terrell Davis finally shakes free for a long run. 41 on the play.
Oh, Howard Griffith, number 29, the fullback. Does he get a terrific block on the outside? They are coming right at you. Look at 29. That block to the outside takes Hastings out, and then Terrell Davis does it all.
And that little pitch play, it really confuses the defense because they pitch it to Terrell Davis. You think it's going to go really outside, and Terrell Davis cuts it back inside, then goes back outside. Ed McCaffrey helping down the field, blocking on Mark McMillan.
Davis takes a breather. Derek Lavelle, who had over 100 yards against Jacksonville, is in. He gets the ball. And Lavelle, who played at Oregon, is pushed back after he hits the 8-yard line with Anthony Davis leading the charge. Terrell Davis now first 7 rushes 8 yards, and now the last 8, 64 yards and a touchdown. 100-yard teammates in a postseason game only 3 times in history. Heward, Dixon, and Pete Banaszak from yesteryear. 30 years ago with the Raiders, then Minnesota's Chuck Foreman and Brent McClanahan, and then last week it was Terrell Davis and Derek Lavelle.
You know his name we have not mentioned this entire ball game is Derek Thomas. Only one time when he was being blocked.
Lavelle again. Fumbled the ball. Kansas City has it at the 11. Reggie Tong recovered the fumble. Whoa, what a big defensive play by the Chiefs. With a ball inside the Kansas City 10-yard line, Terrell Davis sees his running teammate cough it up.
Well, the one thing you worry about when you bring another running back into the game, they're not used to the tempo and how physical the game can be. Derek Lavelle been sitting out, all of a sudden he comes in. The contact makes him fumble the ball.
Marty Schottenheimer likes what he sees.
Joe Phillips, number 75, he's inside, coming across, sticks his arm in there and knocks it out. The fumble, but the big play of this right here, Shannon Sharp, number 84, making the tackle, could have saved the touchdown.
Reggie Tong didn't have any room between him and the goal line, except for Shannon Sharp, as Donnell Bennett gets the call. Neil Smith makes the tackle, and we'll see emotionally what this does to Denver. They've seen the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the second half, march it down for a near touchdown, settle for the short field goal, and now they deny Denver after Denver takes it right back inside the 10.
Well, and what happens is every time the defense makes a great play, the offense will respond. They haven't been able to run the ball most of this ball game. Now they just click off about 8 yards.
On 2nd and 2, Bennett down in the backfield as Keith Traylor slashes through for the hit.
I'll tell you, they haven't blocked Keith Traylor this entire day. Keith Traylor is a man that's possessed.
Number 94, before. Paul, we've talked about him during some of the breaks and all game long. He's just so athletic, so big, an ex-linebacker. He uses all that agility and athletic ability to get in the backfield and make those plays.
He took the center, Tim Grunard, and knocked him 5 yards back into the backfield.
We told you his mother passed away suddenly just 2 days ago, and with the hurt and the anger out of that shock, he's taking it out on the Chiefs today. Alfred Williams, and the flag goes down. Was Williams? Yes, offside Williams. No movement against Kansas City.
Offside, number 91, defense. Elevated to the quarterback.
And on 3rd and 3, first down.
Alfred Williams, number 91 to the outside, but this is really a really good job by Elvis Gerback. Everything is going in your favor. You kick the field goal. Now you make a big play on defense. You want this drive to continue, so you do it the good old cheap way. You draw them off sides.
Well, actually what happened too is Williams saw a trailer move inside, and when he saw him move, he went right along with him.
In motion, and the handoff, and tackled immediately. Bennett is Ma'a Tanuvasa, and Alfred Williams there to greet. Tanuvasa played at Hawaii. He was injured, knee and ankle injuries, lost a few games, but still finished with 8.5 sacks.
Well, you can hear a little unrest by the fans here at Arrowhead Stadium. Tanuvasa making the play inside. They want to see some passes, and the first play of the second half, first down, they play action fake. There's people wide open down the field.
Ma'a means in Samoan rock, and this handsome young man has provided that for him. Marcus Allen with one of those characteristic vaults through a hole out to the 25-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 7.
Marcus Allen, he just leaps when he gets into the hole. I mean, I don't know, there aren't many backs that pick up extra yards like Marcus Allen does, and he really never takes the big hit. He always turns, gets himself away from the big hit.
Marcus Allen in his 16th season, and look at the postseason performance. When you consider that's 15 games, almost a full season, he's gained 1,300 yards in postseason, 11 rushing touchdowns. Great players in big games, and Marcus Allen continues at the age of 37. Timeout, 4:44 left in the 3rd.
The network of the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on NBC.
Back in Kansas City, where Chiefs coach Marty Schottenheimer now with only one timeout left in the second half.
And Marty, he's the only coach I can know can wear a baseball cap and a wool hat crooked.
On 3rd and 6, Gerbach over the middle, complete to Lake Dawson. It's a first down to the 33. Tackled by Ray Crockett.
Lake Dawson just comes out and he sets. He gets beyond the first down marker. Watch this. They run 2 people in there. Popson comes in. He just is a short guy. He sets, and the nice part about it, which makes it a great play, he knows he's beyond the first down marker. Catches the ball, tucks it away, gets hit.
Where's number 80 is affection for Jerry Rice, modeled after the great San Francisco 49er wide receiver. His first catch today.
He's changing the play.
4 seconds, 3. Gerbach. Too long for Andre Rison. Ray Crockett covering. We invite you to join NBC, the NFL, and IBM Online as we follow the playoffs right up to Super Bowl 32 in San Diego. Great Super Bowl performances. You can go online, vote for your all-time Super Bowl team, plus register today for a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl. It's all at superbowl.com, powered by IBM. Rushers today led by Gerbach, 22 yards. They've not been able to generate a consistent running game. Mike Lodishin to make the stop on this carry by Kimball Anders.
Well, you're hearing the people boo a little bit. One of the reason they are booing is we heard all day yesterday, and we read it in the papers and all the clippings, everything. Gerbach's playing because he is the guy that can get the ball down the field, throw the big bomb, do all this other stuff. And that is not happening.
Paul, that's got to be on first down with play action. That's how you do that. Second down, the Chiefs are running it because the Denver Broncos are pressuring them. And also they want to get this third down situation where they have a chance to pick it up.
Third and long for Gerbach. Here comes the blitz by Atwater, and the throw to Rice, and just missed connections. Ray Crockett isolated on the coverage.
And this is the reason why they run it on second down, because the Broncos, if it's third and long, they're consistent. They're going to blitz the defenders. Look, Kansas City can't pick them up. Elvis Gerbach just has to grab it and throw it.
And even at that, made a good throw. He was just a half stride from that one being a big play. Darian Gordon back as Louis Aguiar to punt. Gordon with a big 36-yard return late in the first half. Whoa, this is a mile high. And Gordon, who plays in Mile High, fair catches at the 27. We'll be right back at Arrowhead. Here's the good news and bad news for Denver. 6 possessions in the game, and 5 times they've marched into Kansas City territory, but have only 1 touchdown. They start from the 28. Remember in the last series, Terrell Davis with some big runs. Davis to the 32-yard line, a gain of nearly 5. Reggie Tung, the tackler. Derek Thomas, 9 consecutive years, Pro Bowler, All-Pro.
Well, Zimmerman handles him there. Sharp handles him there. They run inside. Zimmerman back again. He handles him there. And here comes Sharp again. Nice block. So, and again, I said it a little while ago, we have not mentioned his name.
Well, the one thing you want to do if you're the Denver offense, you want to take care and neutralize the best player on KC's defense. That's Derek Thomas.
Second down, flags fly. Derek Thomas, as we wait for Jerry Mark Prior
to the snap, false start, number 65, offense.
Gary Zimmerman.
Penalty, second down.
But back to Derek Thomas, he had the same injury as Neil Smith and Alfred Williams, a tricep injury that really handicapped him the first half of the year, but then he has been torrid down the stretch. 9.5 sacks, and 6 of those coming in the last month or so.
You saw Zimmerman there as he's in his stance. Once you get in your 3-point stance, 2-point stance, or 4-point, you can't move.
Second and 11, so Elway goes shotgun. Tipped, incomplete. Anthony Davis appeared to have a hand on it.
This thing was hit twice. This ball was actually hit twice. The ball is hit there, and then it goes off the helmet. Then it's tipped again.
Dan Williams also got a touch on it. Yeah, open.
Well, yeah, that's what he's doing. When he does that, Phil, he knows he's got somebody open, and he should have made the play.
He knew he had somebody open down the field, and again, Kansas City keeps blitzing. Denver keeps picking it up. Sooner or later, John Elway's got to hit a play down the field against the Kansas City blitz.
They only rushed 4 men this time. Elway to Davis, incomplete. Davis was in the open and would have had the first down if he could pull it in.
That time, John Elway buys himself some time. And watch when he starts to scramble out. He scrambles out of the pocket to the right. This is what happens when you play defense. It's like, stop right there. Look at Rod Smith at the top of the screen. If John Elway is looking down the field, which he usually does when he moves, it would have been a touchdown.
But instead, 4th and 11. Vanover to return inside the 30. Ruin. High. Fair catch, Vanover at the 34-yard line. Well, Kansas City has the ball again with 1:45 remaining in the third quarter, and Denver leading 7-3. And a reminder, NBC tonight.
7, 6 Central. Get your fill of an All-Star TV censored bloopers, fat-free. Then, following an all-new Dateline, the world premiere movie, A Madman's Sabotage, and one man's race against the clock. To save the lives of millions, Blackout Effect, NBC tonight.
So stay with us after the action from Arrowhead. And with Bill Cowher and the Steelers are thinking. Now, Cowher, of course, a very close friend of Marty Schottenheimer, but if Kansas City wins, Cowher will be on the road. The long bomb, and it's complete. Joe Horn, used sparingly, caught only 2 balls all year, all the way inside the 15-yard line.
Well, there's really nothing special about this play. It is just Elvis Grbac making a good play-action fake, and it's just the speed of Joe Horn. Look, Tyrone Braxton, he sees it, doesn't have the speed to get back there. It's a perfect throw by Elvis Grbac.
And this is what they came to see. They want to see Elvis throw the ball down the field.
First down play action, create separation between the secondary and the linebackers. That time they just go over the top.
Joe Horn, who doesn't get a chance to practice his move. He's caught 4 in his career here in Kansas City. 2 last year, 2 this year. A 50-yard bomb.
That's why they like Joe Horn as a receiver, is the fact that he has that rare speed is outside, and I think every team, they want one of those guys to make a defense play safe, to create holes for other receivers, and then every once in a while, go down the field and try to get the big play.
And Paul knows Joe Horn's from Itawamba Junior College. You followed him closely.
Yes, I did.
Second down and 7.
He can't even say that college.
No, I can't.
Grbac into the flat. Incomplete. Marcus hadn't quite made that half-step turn to look to the quarterback.
And Elvis Grbac knows that he has Marcus to the outside. He's got Alfred Williams, who's the defensive end. He's got him beat. All he had to do was get the ball into Marcus's hands.
3rd and 7 at the Denver 12, trailing 7-3. Blake Dawson right, Andre Rison to the left. Grbac flushed, makes a Fran Tarkenton spin move, looks to the end zone. Touchdown! Tony Gonzalez, the rookie tight end. With 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Kansas City has taken the lead for the first time. Stoyanovich adds the extra point, and the Chiefs celebrate 10-7 as the basketball star at California, Tony Gonzalez, you saw him dunk on the celebration. That's his first love. Charles Barkley is hero, and Grbac finds him alone in the end zone.
Well, it's good protection, but watch this move by Elvis Grbac. That creates all this extra time for him back in the pocket, and Gonzalez does an excellent job of moving around the end zone, finding that really the only open spot that he can go into.
Watch Gonzalez, Phil. What he does, he's going to go in there and almost sit down. Now he'll wait. Let them all go by me. As everybody goes by, I'm sitting down. Now, I'm wide open. Grbac sees him and throws it to him. How about this dunk? Nick, is any good?
Well over the bar. Gonzalez is 6'4". Multi-sport star at the University of California. Remember, he had that great tournament last year for the Bears. So Grbac and Kansas City's offense comes to life in the 3rd quarter. 2 long drives, 1 to a field goal, and now 65 yards and 4 plays for the go-ahead touchdown. Remember the key, the 50-yard pass to Joe Horn. Seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Long Hebron deep. He's had a couple of good returns. Aguiar. This one a liner that comes up short to Lovell. Lovell at the 25, 30, 35, and out to the 37-yard line. Lovell trying to make amends for that fumble inside the 10-yard line that cost them to score earlier. Now this tussle is drawing some yellow flags as the clock stops with 2 seconds remaining in the third. Jerry Mark Wright with the information.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness after the play, number 83, kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down, Denver.
This is a stupid penalty. Because here you are, I mean, you've got these guys, you just took the lead in the ball game, and it's after the play, you're a wide receiver. Look at this.
Man is down. Danon Hughes then is number 83 trying to take it away from Lavelle.
But I don't see anything.
He kicked. He tried to kick him on the way up, Paul. He kicked him with his left foot. The official saw it, called the penalty.
Marks it to the Kansas City 49. Elway and Denver trailing, and Terrell Davis hit hard after earning only a yard. The end of the third quarter. Tony Gonzalez spiking his touchdown as Kansas City leads 10-7.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Well, we already have winners in Kansas City. Let's hear about the 4 boys, 4 girls, winners of the PP&K.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to announce the national champions for the 1997 NFL Gatorade Punt, Pass, and Kick National Finals Competition. Presenting the awards are Gene Washington, representing the National Football League, Greg Vide, Director of Sports Marketing, representing Gatorade, and Lamar Hunt, owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Beginning with our youngest competitors, in the 8 and 9-year-old boys division, the winner is Brian Hartzell of Concordia, Kansas. In the 8 and 9-year-old girls division, the winner is Nicole Flego of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. In the 10 and 11-year-old boys division, the winner is Todd Frazier of Toms River, New York. In the 10 and 11-year-old girls division, the winner is Kelsey Ketzik of Lansing, Michigan. In the 12 and 13-year-old boys division, the winner is Jared Jenkins of Westminster, California. In the 12 and 13-year-old girls division, the winner is Autumn Ackards of Mims, Florida. In the 14 and 15-year-old boys division, the co-winners are Chase Brackley of Lindley, New York, and Amit Ratan of Beaver Creek, Ohio. In the 14 and 15-year-old girls division, the winner is Courtney Rathjens of Tulare, California. These 8 youngsters are your national champions in each of their respective age divisions from today's NFL Gatorade Punt, Pass, and Kick National Finals Competition. Let's give a big hand to the national champions.
Yeah, that's always a nice moment. Those young kids, what a moment here at Arrowhead Stadium in front of 77,000 plus and nationally televised. Now we open the fourth quarter. Dick Enberg with Phil Simms, Paul McGuire, and Jim Gray at Arrowhead Stadium, where Mike Shanahan's Broncos took the 7-0 lead, but Kansas City has come back 10-7, opening the fourth. Second down and 9. Elway and Denver at Kansas City 48. Elway fires to McCaffrey. McCaffrey spun around, can't move forward. Tackled just inside the 45 by Wayne Simmons. Simmons, who has a Super Bowl ring with the Packers last year. His teammate Andre Rison now in Kansas City as well.
I like talking to Simmons yesterday. I'm all business.
Oh, he has a mean demeanor, doesn't he?
I mean, he really does. I'm business. I'm out here to do business. I'm going to do my business.
But he also is a great joke teller. Then he turns around and tells a wonderful story. Third down and 5. Wide open McCaffrey. 30, 20, 10, 5, and just out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Maybe the 1. McCaffrey breaking free. Donnie Edwards saved the touchdown. 43 yards on the pass.
Well, what happens? The Kansas City Chiefs, when you blitz, they expect it's a blitz coming in here, but Ed McCaffrey comes across the field, covered, nobody there. When you blitz on defense, you're hoping that your pass rush gets to the quarterback before he has time to watch a receiver come across the field and be wide open.
Can I just say one thing? Does Eddie McCaffrey ever think about going out of bounds? He's got that one speed, Phil. It's like neutral. And then watch him. There's no thing about getting out of bounds. Look at this. Watch. Boom, boom. And then everybody whacks him. And McMillan took a shot from McCaffrey at the end of that play.
And Dale Carter injured on the play, the all-pro cornerback for Kansas City. Well, the drama certainly has been drawn a long time ago, 11 years ago. Elway and Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer's team battles to take the lead, and here comes that nemesis Elway early in the fourth quarter, making the big pass play.
Well, we've had a chance to do 3 Denver Bronco games in Kansas City right here, and all 3 have been the same. Denver dominates, they dominate, then you look up in the fourth quarter, Kansas City's winning.
No, it's kind of scary.
This is a very critical situation for Kansas City. One of their very best players injured on the play.
It is McMillan who's sitting down there in the end zone. He's the guy that takes a shot from McCaffrey at the end of the play. And he just turned his back and got hit.
Well, he is such a small defender.
Not Carter, but Mark McMillan. 8 interceptions this year, and appears to be okay. Mighty Mouse.
You know, the last time these 2 teams played here in Kansas City about 6 weeks ago, that exact route that Eddie McCaffrey caught was open about 3 or 4 times in the game, but John Elway never had time to throw it to him. The difference is today, he's getting that time to find that receiver.
4 shots from inside the 1. Terrell Davis with a second surge, and he still doesn't make it. He was rejected, bounced back a yard, and then dug in and got right back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you what, he didn't even get to the line of scrimmage, Dick. You're right, he did get bounced back. He loses a half a yard in this play. That is the initial rush of that defensive line. When they make contact first, this is what Elway talked about. With all the noise in here, all I want to do is an even shot. If I can get my guys all off at the same time, then we break out even, I'm happy.
Again, doesn't make it. No signal yet. And Kansas City saying there's a fumble and we have it. Now ruled down emphatically by the official outside the goal line.
One more time. Give it to him again.
Here's what they do. It looks like it's going to run right. Howard Griffith goes right. Then Terrell Davis goes left. They don't want anybody to be in front of him so he can just power his way into the end zone. That time about a half a yard short.
He's well down. Oh, there's a decision being made here.
And now Elway's going to call timeout. Probably a very wise choice. The game could rest on this play. Field goal or touchdown.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. By AT&T, it's all within your reach. By Fidelity Investments, where 12 million investors put their trust. And by IBM, solutions for a small planet.
3rd and goal from inside the 1 for the Broncos. 10-7 Kansas City. For the second time, and against a team that did not allow a touchdown in the second half for an NFL record 10 consecutive games during the regular season. Well, so Davis and Denver back in the lead.
You know, Dick, you've got the second leading rusher in the National Football League, and they took 2 shots at it from the half-yard line. They didn't get it. I mean, you've got to go. I think you really have to go back to him. And look at Davis. Now he just drops his head. He's in.
Try for point by Elam. And Denver's lead is 4 at 14-10.
Paul, it's not like he makes his yards dancing around either. That's the key. He's a big, strong runner, runs hard when he gets near the goal line. He knows situations. That's why he's a good running back.
Neal
Smith, the former Kansas City Chief, sees his new team regain the lead against Marty Schottenheimer's Kansas City Chiefs. 12 and a half minutes left in the fourth. 14-10, the Broncos regain the lead. 12 and a half remaining. Terrell Davis with both touchdowns, both from 1 yard out. That was a 49-yard drive after the kickoff return by Hebron and the 15-yard personal foul penalty. Took him 6 plays. The big play was the pass to McCaffrey, 43 yards. Elam to Vanover at the 7. Behind the wedge. Well, he breaks tackles, straight arms and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Randy Hilliard. Tonight on NBC.
There's a flaw in the system. The entire air traffic control system goes down. Shut it down. I don't see it. Where is it? Thousands of planes with minutes to get them down. You were warned! Eric Stoltz. Mayday, mayday! Blackout Effect, NBC tonight.
Action Dateline tonight as well after the game as Elvis Gerbach brings the Chiefs to the line of scrimmage at the Kansas City 28. Takes the throw and then hits it man downfield. Andre Rison. Steve Atwater made the tackle. What a play by Gerbach with Alfred Williams right in his face.
How did he get away is the first thing. He makes a fake. He goes to throw a quick pattern. It's covered. He avoids Alfred Williams, and then look at this throw. On the run, throws the ball on the line. The perfect spot between the defenders for Andre Rison to catch.
You
know what Williams did? He went for the ball, Dick, and when he did, Gerbach just brought the ball underneath.
6 catches for Rison to lead all receivers, 80 yards. And now Marcus gets a hole. And he has about 15 to the 35.
You know, Phil, you're absolutely right. What they've got Denver's hit back on their heels now because they're running passes on first down, and now they don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to throw or run?
Allen running through tacklers for 14 officially, has 36 yards in the game. First down at the Denver 35. Allen, and you could see his helmet snap back as he took that hit from Keith Traylor, who's playing a big game in the center of that Denver defense.
You talk about a guy possessed. You know, Keith Traylor, we mentioned, did lose his mom on Friday. And this guy, I mean, he really has not been blocked today, I don't think. Every time you look up, he's either in the backfield or he's taking a lineman back there with him.
Paul, you said earlier, you know, Kansas City didn't want to lose Neil Smith, Keith Traylor. But in all honesty, the one guy they really wanted to keep that nobody knew about was Keith Traylor. They knew he was a special player inside. It's hard to find athletic 300-pounders that can run like he can and play inside the interior defense.
2nd and 9. Gerbach changing his play. Anders and Allen are split. And the throw to the side is to Vanover, short yardage. Ray Crockett there for Denver. Vanover's first catch.
Boy, Elvis Gerbach changes the play at the line of scrimmage.
I think Keith Traylor knew what it was because he stood up and told everybody else what to do.
Well, I know, but it was a short pass, and man, it was a hard pass, too, for a short one. If you're going to change the play as a quarterback, give yourself a chance to make it easy.
Gerbach, who grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, was a big Browns fan, was listening and watching on television 11 years ago when Elway broke the Cleveland Browns' hearts with that 1st and 98 drive, and Denver went to the Super Bowl. Gerbach throws. No, did not. Hold on. Had it for a while, Dana Hughes, but Darian Gordon stripped it away. And we have an injured Bronco on the play.
That injured Bronco is Keith Traylor, I believe.
The pass outside to Dana Hughes. Perfect throw by Elvis Gerbach. A blitz, one-on-one coverage outside. He throws the pass where only his guy can catch it. Dana Hughes can't hold on.
9:44 left in the fourth. Kansas City now looking at 4th down and 6, and Denver concerned about that big defensive tackle, Keith Traylor. Tractor Traylor is nicknamed.
Well, he's up.
Let's look for number 94 inside. Oh, he gets
pinned down, twisted in one of those piles. On comes Stojanovic. This is the same direction in which he kicked that dramatic 54-yard field goal into the wind to give the Chiefs that win of the year for them, 24-22, slightly into the wind, not nearly the way it was in Game 12. This one will be 48 or 49 yards to pull Kansas City within 1.
And they got a guy, Aguiar, that can throw the football, and they have the fake field goal in.
Aguiar to spot the ball at the 39.
Denver's got to have the safe on.
It is the fake. Aguiar trying to run it, running out of room. He doesn't make it. Aguiar, who's run 3 fakes this year and passed another time, and the Denver Broncos were ready.
Oh, that's a good call. I tell you, it's so obvious. So a long field goal. Denver, they're going to let you try to kick a long field goal. They're playing for the fake. But I guess Kansas City's version, they don't mind missing this because it still keeps the Denver Bronco offense in tough field position.
Denver will have it at the 29 when we return. Kansas City punter Louis Aguiar disappointed that the fake did not work. So it remains 14-10 and Denver starts outside their own 28. Good block on Derek Thomas, and Elway airs it out to Rod Smith. Incomplete. Covered by Dale Carter. Let's go back to the fake on the field goal.
Well, it's a run option all the way. Louis Aguiar back here. Watch the blocking down the field. But again, the Broncos, look at the defenders back. They're playing safe field goal. They're looking for a fake. They don't want something like that to happen.
Diedrich Dodge makes the tackle.
And I don't think Louis Aguiar is going to make it on his own once he gets out there. He needs to block pretty clean for him.
Down short of the first down, but picks up a good 8 before Richie Tung, second-year safety from Oregon State, can make the stop.
Well, this is just a nice toss, but the nice part about it is the blocking. He's going to come right into your face, Terrell Davis. Griffith's number 29. He seals off to the inside. What a sensational block. And Tung really saves the first down because if Terrell Davis gets by him, it's another 15 yards.
Howard Griffith putting that block on Donnie Edwards to give Davis some running room. It's third and a yard and a half. Davis the other way. Stop. Wayne Simmons, the former Green Bay Packer, and Dan Williams. And Williams, like Traylor, Williams, a former Bronco, coming here to Kansas City. He's had a big game today.
Oh, Howard Griffith, though. This is a nice stop. And look at Tung on the end of the line, 25. You want to see get a pancake? Look at this. Griffith just runs right over him and smashes him, but the defense is right there to make the stop. That's outstanding defensive play.
Tom Ruin had a punt block last week against Jacksonville for a touchdown. Travis Davis. Vanover at the other end, and a beautiful spiral off the foot of Ruin. Vanover at the 14. And tackled at the 24. 10-yard return. 51 on the punt by Ruin. You're watching the NFL on NBC. For Super Bowl, roadblock by one man, John Elway. 11 years ago, the AFC Championship and the 98-yard drive by Elway, a Denver win in overtime. The Broncos go to the Super Bowl, and today trailing going into the fourth quarter. Elway again goes to his magic. Marty Schottenheimer frustrated at the moment with 8 minutes left, trailing 14-10, looking for his first trip to that big game. Marty Schottenheimer, 14 years a head coach, 14 consecutive winning seasons in the playoffs, 12 of those 14 years at Cleveland and here in Kansas City. His team has the ball at the 24 with 8 minutes to go, trailing by 4. Gerback into the flat. Bryson's 7th catch of the game, and a flag goes down. Ray Crockett made the tackle, may have gotten a piece of the face mask.
Face mask foul, number 51, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
coming from the inside, running full speed, sticks the hand out, just hits the face mask, but not even grab hold of it. 5-yard penalty. But 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go now in the game. Kansas City offense, I think you're forced to throw the football more than you probably want to, because you got to ensure yourself, no matter what happens, at least get 2 more possessions.
At least on the missed pass, you're stopping the clock and not burning up time against yourself. Romanowski and Aldridge get to Marcus Allen. Tanavasa there as well.
Then they run this running play. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. They run this running play that hasn't worked all day long, and why call it now?
All we've seen a couple times, they have thrown play actions on first down. They've been very successful down the field, and now you want to get, I call them cheap yards. You got to take advantage when you have the defense guessing. The best time they guess, first down.
2nd and 10. Dawson in motion. Go back, being chased by Williams. Has to throw it away. Steve Atwater also coming on a blitz, pressuring the quarterback.
I don't know if anyone I've ever seen that times blitzes better as a safety than Steve Atwater does. You see number 27 right there, and watch him just time this thing perfectly. He follows right in behind Mobley, and then Atwater is the guy that gets back to the outside, has presence of mind to force Gerbach to throw the ball.
One of the reasons why he can time blitzes so much, Paul, because he gets a lot of practice. He constantly does it. He plays. He's a safety, but he plays almost in the linebacker position totally the whole game. So he's used to being around the line of scrimmage, and he knows when to take advantage of those blitzing situations.
Atwater playing hurt all year. Both shoulders may require surgery in the postseason. Gerbach, 3rd and 10, scrambles, throws, incomplete. No flag as it's broken up by Darian Gordon, timing his tackle on Danon Hughes.
Boy, this is just outstanding defensive play by Darian Gordon. I mean, you're in a position. Do I let this guy catch the ball? Do I hit him at all? But watch his arms. Gordon gets inside, gets his hands up. That is a sensational play. That's perfect timing.
That's what he does. Look at the left hand up between the arms of the receiver. It's hard to catch the ball when the defender's arm is in the middle.
Aguiar, the runner, now back to punt. He's run, he's kicked off, and he's punted today. Louis Aguiar, Darian Gordon at the other end, almost blocked. Tony Veland in on the kicker, takes a Kansas City bounce, and will die at about the 23-yard line. Tony Veland was on top of Aguiar, who has never had a punt blocked in his 7-year career.
If it would have been, it would have been Aguiar, because he was spinning the ball in his hand. He took too much time. Veland doesn't want to hit the kicker. If he goes in front of Aguiar, watch Aguiar spin this ball. He's the guy that takes the time. He spins the ball, and then Veland doesn't want to hit him, so he avoids it.
You made the
Here it is right here. Watch Aguiar turn this ball. He's going to spin it. Yep. He's the guy that takes the time. Veland doesn't want to hit him.
Denver with the lead, 14-10. 6 minutes, 34 seconds left in the 4th. Elway from his 22. Terrell Davis. And Davis wearing down the defense as he has much of the 3 seasons he's been in the league. He has 12 yards. He starts slowly. The defense keying on stopping him. But as the game develops, he has become more effective. 97 yards now for Davis.
Well, once it's a pitch play, you expect it if you're on defense for it to go wide. But Terrell Davis loves to cut these back straight up into the hole. And this is a great sign of a team that can run the football when you know the defense knows you're going to, and you can still run it in there for a first down.
Less than 6 minutes left. 97 yards the total for Davis. First down, 35-yard line. 9 men on the line of scrimmage for Kansas City. Boy, that's the kind of play. If Davis breaks one tackle, he can run forever.
This is where the Kansas City Chiefs defense, they need this crowd in here. They do not need them quiet, because Elway that time had his team on the line of scrimmage for a long period of time.
Look at all the defenders up on the line of scrimmage. Oh, you're right. If the crowd's making a lot of noise and they can't hear the snap count, they can't get off on the ball, and it's easier to get the guy in the backfield. Ed McCaffrey coming inside, getting the block on Jerome Woods, and to free Davis to the outside.
Davis, who had 184 yards last week, Jacksonville, before bruising his ribs, has 101 yards today and the 2 Denver touchdowns. On second down, Davis hit in the backfield. No gain. In fact, he lost a yard as Anthony Davis in to make the play.
One major problem for the Kansas City Chiefs, and it is major. They only have one timeout, Dick. That's all they have. They had to burn 2 in the third quarter, and this is going to be a major problem for them because they don't need 3 points to tie the ball game. They need a touchdown to win the ball game.
Or 2 field goals. And that'll require some time just for possession, and the clock continues to tick. 4:33, 4:32 left in the fourth. Big 3rd and 6. Kansas City needs the ball. Elway shotgun. They're going to blitz. Elway over the middle. Incomplete. Rod Smith couldn't hold on. James Hasty covering, and Elway throwing just as he took a good lick.
Boy, John Elway hangs in there. Pressure all around. He makes a throw down the middle of the field, and James Hasty, number 40, against Rod Smith, has to cover him all over the field. Gets his hand on Rod Smith and knocks the ball away. That's the reason why he's going to the Pro Bowl.
Perfect throw from Elway.
One of the reasons why.
4:16. With the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Tamarick Vanover at the 20. Ruin under pressure. Gets a short kick out of there that takes a Denver roll and denies Vanover a return, even more important, and down at the 16. 45 yards on the punt. Well, after the NFL playoff action from Kansas City tonight on NBC and All-Star TV censored bloopers, fat-free, then following an all-new Dateline world premiere movie, Madman sabotages air traffic control system. Millions of lives hang in the balance, and now one man races against the clock to bring them down safely. Eric Stoltz stars in Blackout Effect on NBC tonight.
Bloopers, fat-free. Paul, you would like that.
No, I wouldn't. No. Thank you very much.
First down at the 17 for Gerbach. Play action on first down. Long down the middle. Should be a flag on that one. There is. Interference. Lake Dawson hit before the ball arrived.
All 3 officials downfield threw flags. I mean, there was just no question about this. And the worst part about it, there were 3 guys that covered.
And he had him covered. Ray Crockett.
Pass interference, number 39, defense. Automatic first down.
Watch Ray Crockett coming down the field with the receiver. He's in perfect position. There's no way the ball can be completed to Lake Dawson, number 80. But he puts his right hand on the receiver. It's a penalty.
But Lake Dawson, even if he even catches the ball, he's going to get killed by Braxton, and whether he's going to hold on or not. I mean, that was just a bad play on defense.
First down at the 46. Gerback to throw again. Flag down. Gerback to the sidelines. Completes to Rison again. And Andre Rison's had a big game. Will it count?
There's holding in the offensive line. No tripping.
A rare call. It takes back a gain of about 9.
That usually means an offensive lineman.
Tripping foul on number 61, offense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
The center, Tim Grunner, number 61.
Yeah, he gets... Here he is right in the middle against Mike Lodish. Gets out of position. He knows it. Sticks his right leg out.
Saved his quarterback. That's why you have to call that play, because Lodish had a clean shot at Gerbach. Penalty yardage, just 1 yard separation. Gerbach over the middle. Caught by Gonzalez, the tight end, who fights his way out of the tackle and gains about 11.
See, and this is a very good call. The reason it's a very good call, normally this play would have only picked up about 6 or 7, but what you're trying to do is get that penalty back. Now, Gonzalez catches the ball in about 6 yards, and watch this. He picks up the rest of this by himself.
You're right, Paul, and normally Tyrone Braxton comes up there. It's a little old tiny wide receiver. This time it's a big tight end.
Gonzalez is 6'4" and near 250. Has the touchdown for Kansas City. The Chiefs with 3:16, 3:15 left in the fourth. Second down, Gerbach. Incomplete. Behind Gonzalez this time.
Phil, on this formation, they have both Gonzalez and Pops option. The two tight ends are split wide, and the normal receivers are inside.
Paul, what they wanted to do, split Tony Gonzalez outside. They got exactly what they wanted. Bill Romanowski now comes outside like where a corner would be, playing him one-on-one. He's wide open. Elvis Gerbach just misses him.
Gerbach with 217 yards passing, and on third down, 4 for 9. He needs 9 yards here on third down. Spread formation. Here comes the blitz from Gordon. They chase Gerbach. Throws downfield. Dangerous throw, incomplete. He had both Tamarick Vanover and Tony Gonzalez side by side, and the Broncos swarming both those men looking for the pick. And Marty Schottenheimer says 4th and 9, go for it.
I think you got to go for it in this situation. 4th and 9, 3:05, only one timeout. Denver gets one first down, could end the game. Bill Romanowski, it's a good blitz. 3 down linemen. Denver changes up on the blitz. Bill Romanowski comes in free, makes Elvis Gerbach throw it away.
And isn't it amazing with 3:05, really, here comes your season. And I love this sign over here, right in the middle on the 50-yard line up above, says, quiet, please, audible zone.
4th and 9.
First down at the 41 of Denver.
Boy, good job by everybody on the Kansas City side. Watch the blitz come into your screen. Steve Atwater. It's picked up. Elvis Gerbach now really anticipates to throw. Darius Johnson is a defender. He knows it's a blitz. He's off of Lake Dawson. Lake Dawson making sure the catch takes it to the body.
Could be a season-extending play. A 4th and 9, 12-yard completion to the 41. Fake to Allen. Gerbach in trouble. Down he goes, back at his own 49. Alfred Williams, he joins Neil Smith, each of those defensive ends, with a pair of sacks.
This time, Alfred Williams did not go for the ball. The last time he did, Gerbach brought the ball down and went for it. Now watch number 91. He's inside. I'm going right at the quarterback. I want you. And he gets him.
And the clock running, now 2:07. They'll be fortunate to get a play off, and they won't before the 2-minute warning. Gerbach comes to the sidelines. 2 minutes remain in the fourth. The Broncos lead by 4. Welcome back to Kansas City. Earlier today, the Green Bay Packers advanced 21-7 over Tampa Bay. Will play the 49ers for the NFC title. The winner of this game meets Pittsburgh next Sunday. If it's Kansas City, they host the Steelers. If Denver on the road can win, they go to Pittsburgh. It's 14-10. 2nd and 20. The throw complete to Rison. And Rison is inside the 30-yard line. First down. 22 yards on 2nd and 20. The Chiefs lost a field goal earlier in the game when they made from 34, but there was a penalty against Kansas City, and then Stoyanovich hit the upright. Otherwise, a field goal would win it for him.
2nd and 20. Look at the space inside against this Denver Bronco defense. Andre Rison catches it. Everybody playing off, playing very conservative, makes the catch, runs into 2nd and 20, 21 yards, and picks it up.
And you know what happened? The Kansas City Chiefs took their last timeout after this play, which gives them 1:51 and no timeouts.
I didn't think there was a big rush to take it. I always liked it as a player. If you make a big play on offense against the defense, keep it going, because now the defense is going, what do we do? Keep the momentum going, but Kansas City trying to conserve that extra time.
The Chiefs on this drive late in the fourth quarter started at their own 17-yard line, converted on 4th and 9, a 12-yard pass, and now have a first down at the Denver 28. Gerbach, screen, and Kimball Landers smothered by Neil Smith, his former teammate at the 28. Bill Romanowski there as well. You can see the clock running.
Boy, Alan Aldridge made a great play, the linebacker. He's the guy that reads it, and then Neil Smith keeps coming. He goes back, he reads the screen, gets back outside, and makes the tackle.
Kansas City, take your time. Make sure you get the proper play called here.
2nd and 9. Rison to the right. He looks for Rison and throws underneath. The Pops in the tight end stays in bounds, and the clock will run as Pops
Thompson tackled at the 24, where it'll be 3rd and a long 5. Mobley made the stop.
This is the play. You'd like to pick up the first down. Then you might have to think about spiking the ball to stop the clock if you pick up the first down inbounds.
Under a minute left. Gerback in trouble. Gets away from Smith. Gets a block. Throws to Thompson. Thompson tackled at the 20. Short of the first down. 45 seconds. Clock running. It'll be 4th and a long 1. The drive to stay alive for Kansas City. Clock running against them.
And you really got to take your time on this play because it is 4th down.
And then you can spike it and then throw a few in the end zone. Elvis Gerback being talked to in his headset by the coaches. The coaches are calling these plays from the booth and in the sideline.
Needs at least 1. Goes for something long. Tip incomplete. And the Denver Broncos will advance against the Steelers on the road in Kansas City. Elway and Denver has denied Schottenheimer again.
The Kansas City Chiefs go for the score on a play when it could be when they need a yard to pick up the first down. They go with a double move on the outside, trying to get the score, thinking Denver wouldn't be expecting that play.
Well, that was a gamble call, hoping that Denver would be looking for something short on 4th and 1. And Marty Schottenheimer goes for the big score, but Denver had it double covered.
You know who didn't get faked out at all? Steve Atwater. You see Gordon there, but watch number 27.
That's right. Paul, Denver played it safe. They had everybody back. They do the right thing, Steve Atwater back, because they know only a touchdown beats them. They really weren't worried about giving up the first down. The clock was on their side. Smart call by the defensive coaches for the Denver Broncos.
And for Marty Schottenheimer, the number 1 seed in the AFC, memories from 2 years ago. It was Indianapolis who came in here when the Chiefs were 13-3 and had earned the top spot. And 10-7, the Colts came out with a victory with Jim Harbaugh, the captain comeback performance. Pat Bowlen, the owner of the Broncos, with a pat on the back from Mike Shanahan. Shanahan, a wild card Denver team, winning last week against Jacksonville, and then 14-10 here in Kansas City today. And the Broncos will travel to Pittsburgh, where they had an earlier experience this season. Jim Gray.
All right, John Elway, congratulations. Tell us about your defense today, John. It was just stupendous and superb.
Huge. I mean, these type of football games, you got to have a great defense, and they were keys today. We made some big plays on offense, but the defense just came through and made all the plays for us. So great win. This is a tough place to play against a great team, and we're just glad to get out of here with a win.
You have beaten Marty once again, and I know you two don't like to focus on it, but it comes up all the time, and it's going to be set from here until the next game. What about this rivalry and beating Marty once again?
Well, I mean, I don't play Marty Schottenheimer. He's a great football coach, and I play against great football teams. He always has his teams ready to play, and we're just fortunate that we came on the right end today.
John, it seems as though you guys were able to dominate the entire game, but once again had trouble scoring points. Why have you guys had such dominance, but the scoreboard is still 14-10? You look like you're winning the entire game except for the scoreboard.
Well, I mean, you got to give some credit to this crowd and this defense. I mean, this is one of the top-ranked defenses, one of the toughest defenses we've played all year. And so, I mean, for us to come in here and just control the ball, we want to make some first downs, control the clock a little bit, and then try to make some big plays. We were able to do that. And when we did get it down in the red zone, we did get it in the end zone, which was the key thing.
With no disrespect to Pittsburgh or to their fans, it seems as though the entire country and football fans have a sentimental favorite in you to get to the Super Bowl. Are you aware of that?
Well, that's nice, but I'm sure the Steelers are going to have something to say about that. So hopefully we can go back there. And we were back there a couple weeks or 3-4 weeks ago, and they're a great football team. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is what football is all about.
Congratulations, John. Always fun to watch you play.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, let's send it back upstairs now to Dick Enberg.
All right, Jim, the emotions of an entire season all come boiling out as the Kansas City Chiefs at home have been defeated by the Broncos 14-10. And it's Denver earning a trip to Pittsburgh. They led 21-7 against the Steelers in the first half of their game a few weeks ago, only to find Pittsburgh rolling them out 35-24. One of the nice men in the game and one of the top coaches, Marty Schottenheimer, will have to swallow and go back and try to digest another very difficult defeat. Neil Smith, whose heart is in Kansas City, hated to leave this town, a star here, but they couldn't pay the tab. He went on to Denver and was a key defender today. A couple of sacks that inspired a defense that held Kansas City to 10. We'll return to Arrowhead. Don't wander off.
Denver Broncos, a wild card team, 14-10 winners here against Kansas City. A key play in the game late, Elway to McCaffrey, 43 yards to set up the winning touchdown. And here are the brackets on our way to San Diego and Super Bowl 32. It'll be Denver at Pittsburgh early next Sunday. The late game on Sunday for the NFC Championship, Green Bay at San Francisco. The Final Four is set. So Denver, Pittsburgh. The Broncos and Steelers met on December 7th at Three Rivers, and Denver jumped out 21-7, scoring on 3 of their first 4. That's Yancey Thigpen. Had a huge game, as did Cordell Stewart, as he threw for 3 touchdowns, ran for 2 others, and his best game as a Steeler. Pittsburgh won 35-24. It was the most yardage that the Broncos allowed and points in the entire season. Pittsburgh winning 35-24. Bill Cowher watched with mixed emotions today. His very close friend Marty Schottenheimer has lost again in his bid to get to the Super Bowl. But on the other hand, his team rejoices. They're at home for the AFC Championship. Terrell Davis, 2 touchdown runs to lead Denver to a 14-10 win. We're going to return to Kansas City and Arrowhead Stadium, the winning Denver Broncos. But we're going to take a station break, your favorite stations, to offer you these important words. We'll be back in a moment.